Greetings, family. This is Bomani Tayamba, and family, welcome to our live public conference call in reference to our Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African community. And today's title we have it as "What is the Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African community?" And family, our community information we're going to go through in full details. And what I like to always have up is the website link and details. So family, once you're on our Africa for the Africans.org website for tourism investment, you just go to the main menu and you click on Black Star Pan-African Community. Once you click on that link, family, you're going to have a list full of information. I'm trying to see if I can make this link bigger, but that is as big as it can get. So if you're on your computer separate, you can just go ahead and check out the website. And that is 12 full articles. And the first article is a nice little introduction. What I'm going to do is the music is going to come on the site, so I'm going to mute it. And so family, that's what you get when you click on the link. You'll see the logo and you see one of our group photos. And then once you scroll down, we're going to give you just an introduction. I'm going to read the introduction just to just give a nice intro. And then I'm going to go into what our community is about. And then I have one or two people that's going to be joining me. I have a few members that are going to be on as guests. So once we go to a few things, I'll open it up and they can just give their input. All right, Chaz, I want to make sure that you can hear me good and you can see everything good on the screen.
I see well. Profile pickup.
All right, cool, perfect. Your screen is jet dark, so that's fine. If you don't want to show your model photo, that's absolutely fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't want all the ladies sending you love letters.
I doubt if that'll happen, man. Let's say want to adopt a pet or something like that, be a rescue animal or something for them. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, man. How you doing today?
Yes, we're good, man. Got the screen up and everything. And we're
Yeah.
gonna just be going through some of the stuff. You know me, the ideal thing that we always talk about, brother, is that reading is more fundamental than anything else, and that everything is written.
Yeah.
And even
Go
if
ahead,
you speak
sir.
a different language, you can translate what we have written into whatever native language you may speak, and things like that. But right now, family, what we have is everything typed up nice and neat on our website in English, and you can translate if you need a simpler language that works for you. But beyond that, this is what we have to work with based on our colonized background.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you start talking about colonized background, I mean, people say that reading is fundamental, but when you think about it, it's really about thinking and listening. And listening is a very, very important thing. Um, it's the listening aspect that actually makes it happen more than anything else.
Right.
I mean, you think about it, um, when you're first born, one of the things that you're doing, you're listening. Matter of fact, your eyes don't even come into focus for a couple of weeks. Okay, so listening plays a big part, and we need to know how to. I'm just talking in general, of course, right now. Um, Listening is very important because listening is how you're actually sensing your world. Of course, touching and stuff, but in terms of your learning, yes, your feeling does, but also your listening. And your eyes do play a part too, and you're observing with your eyes. The next part is that this invention of reading, and reading has a lot of different kinds of subtle meanings as well, because in your observation, you're actually reading certain situations, much like a person playing football. They're reading the plays on the field, and they're doing that instantaneously. But also with regard to literature reading, it's important that we think as we read and also think as we listen, actually processing information. I've been listening to a few of the Sister Tata's interviews, and the ones that have to do with peace, and they're very, very insightful. Um, they're giving some information that is very important, I think, to us as a community and to a community in general and specifically. Um, because we talk about the whole the importance of what we call so-called Black Power, and let's see if that does, and it will happen at some point as we progress. We do not want to be like the colonizers at all. We don't want to be in a situation where somebody's asking us for reparations. Okay, we want to be able to lead by the example, and that's the most important thing. As human individuals, it's important that we are living to be the best versions of ourselves at any given time. In other words, and I mean, and I don't mean in this. I mean it in your personal interactions with your family and friends, with your strangers that you meet on the street, but also that is practice for what we do for when we do get over to the motherland, and it's practice for the earth in general, because we're really here to actually set the example for Earth. We don't want to live on an Earth where you got people that's making all manner of weapons or have laboratories of research, all kinds of things that could hurt humankind. And when we're talking about humankind, we're not, and humans in general, uh, we're talking about not just grown people. We're talking about babies. We're talking about old people. We're talking about everything in between, and also the very fact that they have weapons that could mess up your access to resources. So you're talking about killing up the vegetation life and the mineral life. This is not a good thing. This is a serious matter we're on. So the importance of being able to think, and when I say think, I don't mean just a notion that floats through the head and oh, I think I'd like to have some ice cream. No, I'm speaking about the kind of thinking that actually observes, investigates, examines, analyzes what we're getting. A lot of us are not doing the analysis. We're not asking the right questions. And I'm just talking about humans in general on the planet. And for us, it's very critical because of the kind of mantle that we have decided to take in terms of, well, for lack of a better word, leadership. Okay, because basically we're leading the rest of the humans in terms of how you behave. Period. Um,
Well, perfect,
oh,
brother.
and again, and to support what I'm saying, think about it. When you think about the continent of Africa, the continent of Africa was invaded by people, and I'm talking, and
All right, Chaz, you are cutting out. All right, family, YE is loading, and that's our brother Chaz, who is the VP of our group Black Star Pan-African Community. All right, Chaz, we'll bring you back in. What I'm going to do, family, is I'm going to read through that introduction. So once again, once you're on our website, africafortheafricans.org, you go to the main menu and click on the link for our community, and then you're going to see 12 different articles. That's going to give you the full details. So what my brother Chaz is talking about is literally reading from the beginning, the first article, all the way down to the bottom. That way, or I should say the last one, that way you have 100% clear information on what we're doing. And that's the best we can do for you via the written word. And then the same thing on YouTube. I have all of the list of videos, and on the list of those videos are just combination of conference call, interviews, us on the land, us in the town, the community. So this shows you 2 years of full information. So this is this full documentation from September 2019 to also 2021, 2 straight years. And that's from the start to where we are now. So for those who are coming in, it is a lot more information to look at, but you'll be able to see what we built from the beginning and what we talked about, and everything that we talked about and mentioned that, we worked on it. The Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African Community in Ghana is a 15 acres, phase 1 plus 57 acres, phase 2, a community in Gyaahadze, the central region of Ghana. And this is basically just right by Winneba. And to put it in perspective, you're looking at about 90 minutes to an hour and a half away from Accra, the capital, and one of the more popular location, Cape Coast, same thing, 90 minutes to an hour and a half. And that's just all based on the flow of the day, traffic, weekends, and things like that. And that's me also personally going there with groups, and also just going there on my own. So family, at the foundation of this vision is a group of committed African diasporans with strong Pan-African energy who wish to build a practical example of our reconnection to the land of our ancestors. Our community vision is one that searches for the redemption of our stolen African ancestors from those who lost their lives and those who survived the African Holocaust during the transatlantic European slave trade. This community will serve as a place where Africans can live in an African environment or retreat for a period of time. Our mission is to provide our community with advanced strategies to satisfy today's demand in areas of living, doing business, and investing in Africa, where Africans who possess a wide range of skills and training who are coming together to create a new kind of living experience on the land of our ancestors. We see Africa as the only viable option for the future survival of African people. This position is supported by world's dependency on natural resources in Africa, which are currently being controlled by non-Africans, the treatment of Africans outside of Africa, and lastly, by the call that Mother Africa has made to all our displaced children in the diaspora to come home. The investment portion of this community is designed to bring about a self-sufficient Africa. Our motherland is to connect the skills and resources of Africans in the diaspora with projects, investment opportunities, and like-minded brothers and sisters on the African continent. This community offers you the ability to custom build, buy, rent, or lease homes in Ghana. You can visit or stay for some time in our community before you commit to this important investment decision. This is vital to ensure that you know what you're committing to. So we offer full rites of passages for those who wish to integrate into the Ghanaian society, including language, culture, and custom workshops. You'll learn the history of West Africa and see the effects that enslavement of Africans had on Ghana we see today, and attempts being made to repair the damage. Our African ancestors who were victims of the European genocide, called commonly the transatlantic European slave trade, demand justice for their suffering during the African Holocaust. In search of redemption, we have found paradise in a small country town of Gyaahadze. This is our opportunity to come together with like-minded Africans in the diaspora who want to do something special. This community project is not to dictate or restrict anyone. We're here as a family to build the detailed guidelines that is voted on by us as a community. We want everyone to feel free and feel that they equally are a part of the community like everyone else. Ultimately, we must maintain order and be about the community with each other, to discuss all things, to operate organized. We're working on expanding our community with the addition of the 57 acres for residential and commercial development opportunity in phase 2, the total 72 acres. Okay. So we're currently accepting reservation based on completing requirements for documents along with administration, land, deposit payments. See all details in the Getting Started article or email. So all the introduction is telling you to do is, if you just want to really just find out the numbers of what everything costs, you can just click on that link. But what I want everyone to do is this, especially for those who are not familiar with what we're doing, is to take your time and stroll down and go from one article to the next. And you'll be clear on everything altogether. So the next link below it, this is a link that will take you back to the main list of actual articles, the 12 articles that I mentioned, and you just go to it. Some of them are very short, and some of them are not fully developed as far as detail. So scrolling down, what I wanted to do is just add a few of our pictures from the first time that we went to Ghana and actually saw the land, which was December of 2019. So you'll see us as a group. We just literally left from the hotel about a few hours ago, and we're on our way to Cape Coast, and this is like the middle stop off. So that's the raw land itself, and from there we cleared the land and did a whole bunch of different things as far as setting the land up and getting things ready. So that's literally this the foundation piece, and here we have right there our Black Star, Pan-African Community, and Corporation. And see, and what I'd say right there at the very bottom of the page is that it gives you a next button, and that next button is to go to the next article. But what I'm going to do is just click back on the main menu. That way you can see all of the articles, and then we'll just go over a few of them without clicking on them, and then get you to getting started details. That way you can see the numbers, because people always want to ask what's the price of the land and so on. So all right, so other details are site map, land survey, GPS location, lands commission search, prime objective. And the prime objective is what's really important, because it's just giving you full detail and clarity on who's welcome in the community and what the community is based around, which is about Black African people from the African continent and from the diaspora organizing themselves to build a community based on value of us believing in nation building. So no funny people business, and no sickness and things like that. And so prime objective give you the written word in detail for clarity without going into too many things. And I'm scrolling down now. Definitely always want to let everyone know that the links for the pictures and videos is right here. So once you click on the picture and the video link, it'll just literally give you a list of the Facebook pictures and videos we have, and also the YouTube videos. And that's just to keep them in one location. So that's just organizing all of the foundation documents. And then these are also things that's sent in the email. It's called Getting Started. Committees, that's the next main thing as we connect into a 2-year period. Is to really just build and expand on what we started with, this laying out the importance of the committees. Based on the things that we need to get done, it falls in 1 or 2 committees, and the goal is to get as much people in each of these committees to work together on different projects that's relevant to this us developing a community. Example, roads, lightning, and things like that. So the layout for the farming area, and a lot of things that just literally have to be talked about. But in order to just get there, we just build the foundation, which is this just explains all 10 committees. But at the same time too, we have 10 committees in our WhatsApp private group. And that's one of those things where if we just need something to just get kickstarted, we just connect into that group and see who is available, and we work on whatever projects. So those are the things that we just do in our private group calls. Bylaws. The bylaws is just letting you know that this is a homeowners association. So it's a combination of many different things, but want to let people know that that's the structure of it. So we do have membership dues and things like that we're literally just voting on, things that we should have started a while back. But when you're trying to do these things, there's so much that has to be done. You can only do so much at one time or throughout a certain period. So right now, the things that we need to actually just jump on and work on, so we can just work on this building from our community wall to just making sure that we have security there on the site, and make sure that those who are going to be living there soon will have everything that they need, including I mentioned lights around the actual property and things like that, because it is a self-sufficient, or I should say sustainable development. So you can bring light in and you can bring water in, but we have more sustainable methods. And then if you're going to bring those things in I mentioned, you have to be willing to pay for it to the city for whatever it costs to bring it all the way in. So by the time you do that, you can just pay for having a nice catch water system and having a nice solar system. All right. So let me. All right, so what I'm going to do is just click on getting started. That way I can just go to the getting started information. So anyone who just want to get right to the point and just be clear about the numbers and what things cost, they can see everything in detail. All right, so I'm hoping that looks good. All right. Trying to work this thing here. Let me just zoom up so you can see this thing a little bit better. All right, so family, that's it right there. So land and administrative costs, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 land of 15 acres has 3 out of the 50 plots remaining. So for those who are literally ready to build and you want to plot in phase 1, because that's the only thing that's ready to build right now. Phase 2, we have to work it up until at least the spring, summer of next year before we can actually start clearing the land and people can actually start building. You have to just go to the full length of what you have to go to, kind of like what we had to do to get things going, which took us about a year and a half, or about a year and a half before we were able to even start building. And the most important thing is paying certain, the 15 acres is paid off in full, but when it comes to the 57 acres, we just have to do portion at a time. That way, so we have certain things that are worked out to where we can give people access to building based on us paying for, like say example, 10 acres or paying most of it. So these are the things that we have organized in private conversation for those who just want to make a certain move. That way we can just explain things clearly. So the price per plot of land, and also for phase 2, we have people that's on the list 1 to 15, so they'll be able to pick first. But right now we're not selecting plots right now. We're still just trying to work the actual layout. That way we just get the best layout. Right now we have a basic layout, but we still have to discuss how we can move certain things around. That way, when people are ready to select their plots, it's in the location that they want versus a location where things have to be moved around. So that's something that we're definitely gonna work on. And more important, the people who are ready to build, those are the people who want to talk to me so I can know what's going on and know what you're looking to do so I can accommodate you. And ultimately, in phase 2, the plots go from 51 all the way to 181. Right now, we're going to operate from probably around 51 to about 120, 130 area, and then work on the other side, which will be the commercial area. So the 80 by 100 feet of land for 8,000 square foot is 3,000 for the land and 500 for the administrative costs. Now, the administrative costs of 500, what we break down, that way you can just get an idea of this, what it covers. This types of a bunch of different things, and more so it goes beyond that. This will be added to the process all paperwork, transfer payments, legal, land documents, customer service, tech support, management, overall startup, setup, administrative team that has to take care of the entire process, which means attorney, consultant, and other people that we need to do certain things. The clearing and setting up and installing pillars with your name on it, or with the plot number, which is what was finalized. So those are the things that goes into the $500 administrative cost. So this give us a budget to just take care of a whole lot of things. That way we don't have to keep on asking you for payment, to put in money to take care of the attorney, the consultant, or to do what it takes to get the group of builders and all these people organized. So the $3,000 is just for the straight up 80 feet by 100 feet of land. And that is, I should say 80 foot by 100 foot, making 8,000 square foot. So that is less than a quarter of an acre. That's probably closer to like 0.20 or 1/5 of an acre. So you can just get an idea of what the size is. So once that's paid for and taken care of, we get you a deed for the land itself. The next thing that you'd have to pay for after that is a survey. And the survey is just a scope of your actual dimensions of your land, all the legal layout of the land and dimensions. And it's also input that you have to use to put on the actual deed. And the deed I'll sign off on it as the community organizer, and then the chief will sign off on it as the family chieftaincy of the land. So you have two people sign off on it, and then you'll be the third person to sign off on it. You can use that deed and also your survey now to apply for your building permit. And the building permit, I'm told, to range anywhere from between $300 to $400. It all depends. But the main thing before you do all that is once you connect with your builder, you're in the builder work out a building plan. So those things would have to be submitted. So that cost is completely separate. The survey is going to work that out for you that we have on the ground. And we're going to get him some additional help to make that more efficient as we begin to build a lot faster. Now, the next thing that beyond the $350 survey is a $70 registration cost. So those are all the costs right there from us altogether. So you just know what the costs are. And that all comes out less than $5,000. So when people say that there's free land, you may get land for free, but some of these other costs are not going to be free, and that's just being realistic and things that people don't look at. So you may see things that's going on out there that's just show a few thousand acres of land or a few hundred acres of land free and things like that. That's the best thing and most important thing is to ask people for all the details on all of the numbers and figures. So here's all the numbers and figures, and then the documents that I explained at the beginning of the actual list of articles, including the introduction, is where you'll see the legal documentation. And it's also something I can send to you on WhatsApp. And when we send the Getting Started email, some of these documents are also in there. So all of these are things that is just set up to just explain everything, cost and clarity. You scroll down some more, talks about payment options. And the Getting Started requirements is everyone to fill out the application, submit a passport style photo, a passport info page with signature page, scanned, a national criminal background check. So these are all things that you'll see, and there'll be examples in the email that you just follow and then send in. And then once we just get everything, we look it over, and then we just connect you in our group and just we'll just keep it moving. So those requirements alone sometimes can be the difference maker. But you have to fill something out and submit details and information. You have to read through information. So it's not a situation where you can just join a group. We want to make sure that we have people who are clear and get what we're looking to organize together. And then for those who are not open to looking at things and not open to following or flowing with what we're doing, it's all good. There's other groups out there, and you can always do your own thing. We're not here to fight against anybody for whatever they're looking to do. We just want everybody to be clear. This is what we're doing as a group. So don't come in thinking that it's going to be anything different from what is explained and laid out. And that's just what we all as a people have to just be fair and respectful with. That's why I don't, I stay, I don't go to certain places and try to try to just walk into places and try to just be accepted by people who don't want me accepted where they are and things like that. And it's just one of those things where in order for us to get this done, you need like-minded energy. You don't need certain people that's going to be completely opposite to where it's just always clashes and always drama. And in the world of so-called like-minded people, yes, people are still people, so you're going to have the differences and things like that. But it's something more of focus on repatriation and Pan-Africanism. And it's something that you really have to believe in, of living in Africa, doing business in Africa, putting your money together with other people, working together, and in this enjoying the fruits of the labor in this, and enjoying an investment that once you put your money in this involved, you have access to all the things that we're going to build together as a people. It's something a lot different from what we've been tricked into living in today's modern day society, where everything's about individual. And while everybody is telling you to be an individual, they're all using and operating off cooperative economics. And I mean, it's the ultimate economic system. You have other economic systems where a few rich people come together and build what they need to build, and you have others where a group of people communally put their energy together and make it work for each other and give each other leverage. Moving to Africa is very tricky. So people ask me all the time, "You've been going to all these countries. Why you haven't moved to Africa yet?" First of all, it's not one of them situations where just because you're going to Africa, you're supposed to just automatically just get up and move. But it's a long-term vision, and you have to put a lot of things in place to make sure that when you get there, you have what you have in place to do your work. Like what I do every day is get up and run my businesses and things like that. And for the most part, you need the things that you need to run your business. So you have to either build that location or you can rent one in the country. And you have to decide if you want to go that route or you want to build a town and a community where we have all the things that we need, where once you're ready to make a move, we can just operate from where we need to operate from. So it's something that you have to plan out. And some people are more in a rush than other people, and some people are more in where they've done and lived enough in America to where that's their next move and they want to jump on it. So we're gonna all be in different phase of making a move and things like that. But the main thing when you look at the layout of the town, and then when you're coming in, at the front of our draft is the business and a community center, and then a security area. That map is going to be redone in the front to where it shows at least 4 to 5 plots for the community and the business center, and then one plot or 1.5 plot for the security office / the security gate space for entrance and exit and things like that. And then we'll just try to get you more pictorial and things like that, as far as just to give an idea of what it looked like with walls around the actual property and so on. So little by little things are coming together, but the next set of things is to just create more and more presentation. And then cancellation and refund policy, which is the most important thing I would just recommend to people, and that's why I tell you the ideal thing is to read everything and be clear on everything. That way you're looking for people who make a lifetime commitment, but nothing, people say they do and they marry and for better and worse and all those things. And next thing you know, people are getting divorced a few days later, a few months, few weeks, few years later, and so on. So we don't want no drama, no problems. I'm fine with a lifetime commitment. That's what I've committed since I was around 26, that we're going to build business in Africa and we're going to create opportunities and we're going to make it work by whatever means. And if we just got to find 1,000 people, we'll find 1,000 people and things like that. So, it's something where all of us can live, enjoy, do business, make our money, step off into different ventures of investment in business. And it's really no limitation. The main thing is that, you want a foundation where we have each other's back, because, it's one of those things that goes on. It's not as simple for those of us from the diaspora to be anywhere in Africa and then get the support that you need. I mean, it doesn't matter whichever president call you there or whatever. Sometimes people that are calling you are thinking that the rich folks from the black world that we live in America is going to be the one there, and that's not always a cause or a situation. So, they're thinking that people are coming with just a bag of money and they're going to be able to just make it, But this is just the best way I've looked at it to make it work for me. And, people are closest to me and people, who have built relationship with traveling. Other than that, anyone that's open to anything else can literally structure something else as a better plan or better idea and things like that. Because all this stuff, even coming up with the plan that we have right now, it just takes a lot into it. So we're making it to where it's more dependent on our energy than anything else, and making it to where it's more of a commitment. So those are the detailed information. Let me scroll back up and leave it on this picture right here. So that's my brother Kwabna, the surveyor, and then myself, the chief, and the attorney. And the surveyor, which is in between myself and Kwabna, is a different surveyor. And so those are the numbers, family. Let me see who I have that is. All right, all these folks here. Right, so I have a few guests. I don't know who wants to speak first, but what we have to do is make sure that everybody is on mute, and then those who are going to speak, they stay themselves off mute. So let me mute everybody except for Chaz. Brother Chaz, can you hear me good?
I hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, brother, can hear you. And let me see if we have any other messages or anything.
No, I
Yeah, you have a nice message here, Chaz. Like to read the message?
I'm sorry, say it again.
We have a nice message on the screen now. Can you see the message?
Yes, I do. Greetings from the UK. You are doing great work, Brother Jethro. Yeah, I agree with that. You're doing very great work. Very great work.
Perfect. And he made a donation to our community. So I'm trying to work on
Good
ways where when
outfit.
people
I
make
like that.
donations, I use it, and then we just use it for the things that we need, that we're going to be using currently: security and road work and things like that. So just pointing that out to you to this let you know that you and I are going to be working on some of these numbers. But that was the introduction on Chaz, and that was the getting started. So I went from the first link, which is the introduction, just telling people this rough overview or draft of our mindsets coming together. And then the getting started is just what it is: getting started, application, cost, everything right to the point. And in between is where all the information is. And as you mentioned at the beginning, when we talk about is the importance of reading the information. Now that
Yes,
was
it
a
is.
short read and things like that. But at the same time, too, even something like that, sometimes people just literally skip over, and it tells you all the important information. And then as time go along, we have more and more information, and so we grow being educated and things like that. So trying to get more people into reading information, that way they can be clear about their commitment. So then a month later, they don't come back and say, "Oh, I thought this was something else." So
Yeah. The importance of reading is, especially because this is a functional reading kind of thing, and this is important that we do read it. And if you have some problems with it reading, I don't know whether your site actually provides for a audio support, like for the for people who have a hard time hearing and stuff, where you have like a reading app or something that would actually read it to you aloud. Because sometimes with reading,
well, it's not on the website, but if you're in Google, you can translate, and you can also access those things.
right, they can
Yeah.
copy it to another function, such as perhaps Office, or even the PDF, and have it read like that aloud, or have
Yeah.
someone read it, even because sometimes we need to hear it, but more than we can actually read it. I mean, people read different ways. I'm one of the people, I can read something 20 times, and sometimes I need to read something 20 times, but because I read so much, I can read faster. So my passes, I might read 5 times as fast as somebody else who doesn't read that much at all, or better, who knows. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Chaz, I mean, it's honestly just all good as far as I'm just letting people know that, and it's just a simple thing with me. However, people choose to do those things, whether they pay somebody to sit there and read it for them while they're in their living room eating their food, it is all good. We do our best to just go through as much stuff in review. Some things we go through in detail, some we go summarize. But so with all of the recordings and everything that we have I've completed, and literally I've gone through all of these things multiple times and things like that. So it's, it's, once again, we just letting people know that the information is there and it's available, and if you have any questions, anything, you can, we're available to communicate.
Right.
Some of the issues that people are having is they're connecting with people that don't have any information and making their decision on bad information or lack thereof and things like that. So that's why I try to differentiate what we're doing, that you're not asking anybody to send no money. We're asking you to process everything, go through it. Whoever you need to share it with, or tell or talk to about it, do what you need to do. Only thing is this: when you are ready, we want you to stay committed, and make that commitment to just continue what we're doing. Because what we're doing is generational. It's a situation where we're taking care of things for ourselves, as for our retirement, and for our children to have something in place, and for our community in town to be involved in business and things like that. So you may not get all of that from reading it, but you get the foundation. And when we have these dialogues, that's when you get more, because there's only so much we can even write and go through at one point anyway.
Correct.
But I wanted you to just to go to talk in reference to the title, "What is the Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African Community?" from your perspective, and then I'll pass the mic along to everybody else.
Oh, well, from my perspective, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of being able to actually grasp history and do something with it. In Orwell's 1984, one of the things he says is that those who control or influence the present are the same ones that are controlling and influence the past, and will control and influence the future. We see that right now with the current dominant system. Well, quiet is kept. We can be a part of. We're supposed to be. Each individual on this planet is really supposed to be a part of what we do with history, and in a weird kind of way, people are, because you have people that are playing very important parts when they are looking out for their neighbor, when they're looking out for themselves, when they try to ground themselves. You got some people that are also doing it by not doing any of those things, and called being part of the problem. Our job is to not be part of the problem. We are part of the solution. So by being part of the solution, you are actually being an active participant in the history of the present and the future. You're actually doing something to change it. And there's little things that we do. I mean, I am not just this individual Chaz. I am this individual Chaz who was connected to many, 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 many other individuals who have contributed to me in some kind of way. Even those that have given me the challenges that I may have disliked, but they have benefited me because I've been able to be observant in terms of what I need to do for myself as a person. This is really a matter of, it's a combinational matter, but it begins with the interior decorating of ourselves. In other words, we have to work on the inside of ourselves to be able to establish the kind of persons that we are looking to be our best version of ourselves. What is it that makes us a better person? This Black Star Repatriation Community is the beginning of setting the best examples for other diaspora, other Africans that are indigenous to the continent of Africa, as well as for humans on Earth in general. But it starts with this. It starts with this. I know what I was alluding to earlier. When you think about the invasion things that were happening under the transatlantic slave situation, if you look at those logs of the various captains and the various priests, when they invaded the Americas, New Zealand, Australia, Africa, Southeast, the Pacific Islands, one of the things that you notice in those logs, there's no mention made of those people having a lack of food, shelter, clothing, or education for their environments. Another thing that you don't see in there, you don't see where the people they were invading had instruments of containment, or prisons, or orphans, or prostitution. Now, if you look at the same period of history, even before that time and even till this time, you look at the European nations, and all those things are mentioned as far as the common men go. Those people were starving. Those people did not, because you couldn't hunt the king's deer. You see that in Robin Hood. You see that in other references, and actually other historical references. Those people were in squalid conditions. Um, those people, and that was because of an oppressive empire or oppressive empires. You see prostitution, and prostitution is something that is systemic. It comes from a system. It does not come from individuals making that decision. Well, that misery that they had, you even see it even on their ships. If you've either read the book or seen the movie Mutiny on the Bounty, that Captain Bligh man was bad as Moe of the Three Stooges. I mean, he was doing every manner of things to the people who was on the ship with him. That tells you something about a mentality. It is a limited binary, linear mentality that's going on there. These were people that were emotionally and mentally unstable, that were going into other lands and harming other people, and that harm has lasted to the day. And they're still harming their own people. They're still harming what they would call their own people there in Europe. That harm is what we are actually was actually been transferred to us today, and we're the last men standing really with regard to this. We're the only ones that's really stood up to it and really be able to make it happen. The Native Americans of North and South America, including the Caribbean, were successful in small fronts, but they're still not successful in the ways that we have been. Same thing for those in Australia and New Zealand. In the case of Australia and New Zealand, just like the Native Americans in the Americas, less than 5% of the population. Okay, that's less than 5% of the population. I think it's important that we analyze what that whole thing is about, and also, and it helps to analyze the European thing. A lot of us think that, oh well, yeah, they hid our history from us. Bull. They hid their history from other Europeans. They know where the competition is. They know exactly where their competition is. Because see, if the other ones actually took note, they would say, well, wait a minute, man, we getting the raw end of the stick. Unfortunately, because when you consider the fact that we've been under 500 years of this oppression, Europeans have been under more than 3,000 or 3,500 years of that oppression. They have been fully conditioned. When they talk about so-called Europeans or so-called white folks working together, no, they work together because they are conditioned to conform and comply. It has nothing to do with love. Think about it with our movement, and our movement is one of many movements. Our movement has been out of love for self, love for the necessity of being able to do for self. And also, to some extent, when you think about it, this is an honor that we have been under this kind of oppression, so that we can actually see it through and correct it. Because that's what the message really is, if we think about it. Our job is to correct this mess and make it to where we have a paradise here on earth. We are capable. That's why the Creator gave us brains. Okay. When we say divine mission, yes, and you're the point man with this, but the reality is that this Black Star Reparation community is really, for it to really work, it means that what you say when you always say all hands on deck, that also means all the minds on deck. And those minds are all contributing to what's going on. Like I said, I'm not just that one individual. You're not the one individual. We are all part of one thing. Okay, and everybody has this particular part that they do with regard to making this happen. So as we have progressed, one of the things in this Black Star community, to prove what I'm saying, is that the idea of what you came up with having the various committees available to be able to do the research, so that we could actually implement certain kinds of practices. This has been successful. This has been very successful so far. We have our security, we have our sustainable utilities committee, we have our homeowners committees. We have these various committees, and the beauty of those is that here we have many brains, many minds working on something. Okay, a multitude of minds working on things. Some people even cross over. Okay, I had a brother that recently joined the committee of the Sustainable Energy Committee, and even though he wasn't on the committee, he was always sending me things, and those things help to bring up other ideas. So I would pass them on to the other members, and they look them over and, oh yeah, this is something here, and they you get a comment and an observation somewhere. Well, yeah, well maybe this is not the way to go with it. Maybe we can go with that way. Okay, and that's whether it had to do with water or the electricity or whatever it is. This is the beauty of what we're doing to actually to actually get together and make this happen. It's just like if we wanted to move a refrigerator out of from one living space to another living space. One person can kind of do it, but it helps if you have many people do it. And if it's a real big refrigerator, you're going to need more than one person, but everybody has to hold his end up, and that's the importance of it. It's also very important that we really practice love, that we practice love in our everyday life with everybody that we meet and with everything that we do. Because the power of love, that's the weapon right there. And I'm not talking about that gushy mushy stuff that they give you on television that is presented to you by people who are obsessed or compelled to fantasy, that's drawn up this nightmare that we're working with, or this challenge, if you will. I'm talking about the kind of love that is genuine, that says, "Hey, how you doing? I'm enjoying you. We're going to enjoy each other's energy. I'm going to give you good energy. You're going to give me good energy." That's the kind of stuff we have to do, and we have to have that in order so that when we do go to the motherland, then that kind of love is what is that is operating. That's what makes it happen, and this is what gives us more impetus to be able to perform and to complete certain things. Um, Much like in Stevie Wonder's song, where you speak your truth and then you turn that truth into love and you live by that. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Even the love of labor, even the love of labor. And I don't care what the labor is. If you loving, man, that labor goes down fine. So that's what we have to have an understanding of. Also, that love is something that keeps us from oppressing ourselves. If you don't oppress yourself, then chances are you're not going to oppress others.
Chaz, appreciate your input on that. I wonder if you want to share anything else directly as far
I'm
as
going to let you go ahead and get somebody else, because
yeah.
some of what you're saying is kind of like, it's still, I'm sometimes it's clear and sometimes it kind of
Right.
flicks in and out audio wise. So please go to someone else, and that way I can kind of put some things together. I don't want to dominate this thing at all. And
Yeah, definitely appreciate your input.
I'd like to hear
And
my brothers from Nebraska via Chicago to rap.
yeah, and I appreciate you breaking down the philosophy of what we're talking about in this, or the science of it. And it's it's right to the point. It's community living, to the highest level. Uh, a combination of Black power, energy, economics, all that good mix of all of the things that we have, which is more so our values as a group of people. So appreciate you breaking that down and the science of that.
Well, I appreciate all the work that you've done to help me to be able to break this down. I mean, because
Yeah, absolutely, brother. So let me meet you, and then let me see. All right, Kofi is off. So Goenham, you are, as a matter of fact, you're right there. So, brother, that's what I have right there on the front screen. What is the Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African Community? It's trying to get different ones of us to share in our own words, based on, based on how we all see it and how it works for each of us as an individual or a group.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, brother, I can hear you loud and clear.
Great, great, great. Man, I appreciate brother Chaz. He need to be the minister of information. We're gonna have to make him minister of information, because that brother, hey, and he has that radio voice. But yeah, I definitely will vote for that. But yeah, the brother made some very key points, and what I took from what he said was the fact that we get to be involved with something that's bigger than ourselves, and that's what pretty much everyone that's on the planet is trying to do. You always want to be involved with something that's bigger than you, a bigger purpose, a bigger goal, a bigger aim, other than just your individual wants and needs. So now you tend to put the collective in focus. It's not so much about you and the things that you need as a human being on this planet to function. Now you tend to look outward and see what you can do and what you can contribute to the actual collective. What am I doing that I can contribute to the liberation of African people globally? And one thing we can do is learn how to live together as a community and reinstitute the village mindset. Um, he also covered the fact that if you try to go at this, or maybe you brought this up, to be a individual, rugged individualism. I hear so many people saying that. Well, you're stopping this person from being an individual. Individuals don't get things done on a mass level. They don't get things done on a mass level. Okay, and that's how I think they've been able to persuade us not to be able to pursue our collective goals. So people have been working here, working there, doing this, doing that, but it's not working for the collective. Now we have a community that we can do things together and then start working to bring together that cohesiveness that we really need. And as a result of that, we're going to be, much more inclined to do business with one another, much more inclined to trust one another, much more inclined to um, think of a lot of new things that we can bring to this planet that hasn't been created yet. People think there's nothing new under the sun. That's not necessarily true. We just haven't had the space or the time to be able to uh, come together and come up with things that we can bring to the planet that's new. So I think that once we get to the continent and we're left alone, I think we are going to build some stuff that the world hasn't seen yet. So you all just stay tuned. So that's what it means to me, village mentality, and I can't wait to start building. That's what I got.
Yes, my brother. Yes, absolutely appreciate the input. So that's family. That's our good brother, and goes by Go Ham right there on YouTube. So uh, definitely check out what he's talking about with Sierra Leone, because our goal is to get you on the continent. We don't have, our goal is not to just have one or two countries. So, um, brother Rakin, uh, let me know if you wanted us talk a little bit about that as we talk about nation building and community, and also let me know what name you want us to go by. Calling you while you're on the YouTube live. If you just want to go by
Okay.
your title on the page, or
Yeah, we'll go by that because that's what a lot of folks know me on YouTube. They Amos Wilson. Hey, that's the brother. That's our elder, our king elder. All right, y'all need to pick that book up, Blueprint for Black Power. Hey, I know that book well.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's where we get some of these things from, man. But yeah, that's for me. Our brother Goham.
yeah, we could go by that because that's what people know me by on YouTube. But my name is Rakin Khalik, and a lot of folks know that we have a void in our spirit because we don't necessarily know where we come from. Okay, we know our people were kidnapped. We know the story, but now we don't know what country, what people, right? What language they spoke, what traditions, right? The traditional clothing, the traditional foods, mores. We don't know anything. So we walk around in the diasporan community with a void in our spirit. So we have now the opportunity and we have the technology to close that void, to actually fill in those gaps, to actually answer those questions. And it's not a lot of money, folks. Oh, how much does it cost? It's $300 to $600 to close and put a closure, or actually bring closure to all of those voids in your spirit. $300 to $600, and you can answer all those questions. So really, people have really no excuse not to make this happen. And just by chance, if you do share DNA with one of the 16 tribes that's in Sierra Leone, they are offering a path to citizenship, right? But the whole goal is to get you to come over to the country, get you to visit with your ancestral tribe, right? To get you to get an ancestral name, to explore the country, to basically stand in the areas and visit the land and the particular regions where your people actually came from, right? You can actually stand on the shores of the different islands where your ancestors probably were the last place that they saw before they were shipped off to the Americas. So some of us will be get an opportunity where this will be our first time in 400 years to return to the continent. So I would say, folks, you have no excuse at this point. $300 to $600, you can close all of those voids in your spirit. And if you want to know more about these things, you can always reach out to me at gohamtrucking@gmail, or you can go to SierraLeonePilgrimage.com, send me a message. But I would say first things first, go to African Ancestry, do your DNA test, and find out what tribe you're from, and then reach out. In the meantime, in between time, you can get in touch with Bomani to schedule a tour. So at least you can visit the country, visit the continent, or you can get with me to visit the continent, because we're not really concerned about which country you actually visit. Okay, we just want to get you out of America, because you don't have nothing to fear except fear itself. It's beautiful, it's modern, it's rural. You have people living high off the hog. You have people not living high off the hog. It's Africa can be whatever you want it to be. But the first thing you have to do is at least schedule a visit, do your ancestry, and then from there, sky's the limit. That's what I got, brother.
I did go, man. I want to make sure we got your website up correctly.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good.
And that's, yeah, perfect, man. It's that's been the journey.
And y'all see I'm representing Africa for the Africans, baby.
You got a collection of those shirts.
You know I got the I got to represent.
There you go, man. So that's your website and email address. But yeah, appreciate the energy, brother. We're gonna do this together strong. And I was always telling people that we just have to build that energy of diplomacy and connecting to Africa little by little. So when you told me that you're meeting and connecting with the Ministry of Tourism and other key figures in Sierra Leone, that was perfect, man. That's what we have to do, man. That's what Dr. Milana always talks about. Is like coming in and doing certain things is one thing, but the diplomacy of literally connecting to the people we need to connect with, so you can work together to make whatever changes that need to be made. And it takes people who are in position of those things. So with our energy in those situations, we're seeing countries come along. Now we have more and more countries where where we can say, hey, you can check this out and get set up. And it's but understand that you're a pioneer, right? Especially like in Sierra Leone, you're a pioneer.
Yes, because I want to be the one to assist in this program. I mean, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do these things. So I am appreciative, and I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm taking a page from your book. Sierra Leone just happened to fall in my lap. I did my ancestry and found out that I was from the Mende tribe, 99.7% Mende. And so, of course, I want to take a trip to the country and then lo and behold, I found out that I had a path to citizenship. So I'm already committed to our Black Star Pan-African community. I can't wait to start building there. But at the same time, I also want to build in Sierra Leone. And then I also may want to go and build in the Gambia. So there's no reason why we can't go to several countries and build our empire.
Yeah, those three countries you mentioned are perfect. Yeah, and the Gambia is the Gambia is good because at one point, you and I went to Tanzania last year, and that was fun. We had a blast and everything, but I don't know. I didn't feel that energy that I felt like when I was in like the Gambia or
I didn't either.
As far as like
I didn't either.
This is home and we can like build. You didn't feel that organic connection.
No, it doesn't. It didn't resonate. It didn't resonate in my spirit. I'm seeing the brothers and sisters, but I just didn't get a sense of I'm home. I didn't get that.
Yeah. So family, that's what we get from countries like Ghana, and then we have so much of us that's there that we can actually work with to get things in place to make this a real reconnection point. We talk about repatriation, or it's like perfect. So that's what we're doing, family. We're trying to find other countries that we can connect you with. That way, because there's only so much of us can fit in Ghana. As a matter of fact, it's already too much of us that are in the capital city, Accra. You're telling people like, hey, you guys may want to move to a different location to where you have more land to do more things, because the purpose of being in countries is your goal is ultimately to create Black economics all over the country, but to also spread out and be a part of development or investment opportunities. So having additional countries create that balance. And so brother, appreciate you also, man. And we just keep it rolling and keep it moving. And some of us are looking forward to coming to Sierra Leone soon. And I'm sure we'll find some people in our group that likes that whole connection right there, where they just, because in Ghana, like we mentioned before, it does take a while. It's like a backlog to get citizenship.
Yeah.
And it seems like you guys are processing citizens fast.
Yeah, we got it. We have it. Yeah, we have it down to the point where you could get it on the first visit. And like you said before, we do have access to the Minister of Tourism, the Minister of Immigration, the Minister of Roots and Cultural Affairs. We have the Deputy Ministers. So we have a genuine connection with these folks. So yes, I am blazing a trail to make it a lot more streamlined for folks who's coming behind me. So I am putting myself out there so I can make it a lot easier for you guys to come behind me. So I'm gonna be a good representation and good ambassador to Sierra Leone to make sure that I make it so welcoming for you all to come back. It's gonna be a very easy process. You're gonna be able to enjoy yourself, and you're gonna have access. You're gonna have a few minutes with each one of those ministers. So you all get your elevator speeches ready, because you might want to pitch them some ideas about how to make that country the jewel of West Africa. We're going to compete with Ghana. I like friendly competition, so I want to compete on both sides. I want to go to Ghana and compete against Sierra Leone. Then I want to come back to Sierra Leone and then compete against Ghana to see who is going to be the ultimate place where we're going to repatriate to.
Yeah, I love that idea, brother. And in order for us to step the game up, or create these opportunities, that's how we have to look at it. And it's just like when we're talking about, instead of trying to work together with, I mean, you do have to work together all other nations when it comes to a certain level of business. But instead of having to join in with the Chinese and the Lebanese and other people, and you're just competing with them for development. Because the stolen Africans from the diaspora, should have a key access into being a part of the development and the future of Africa. The stolen children of Africa. But we understand that's not as simple. But building those diplomatic relationships, open these things to where we can look at that as a great opportunity now, instead of, because in some countries, let's be honest, in some countries you have so much Arabs and Asians there to where you like calculating the number of years, like, okay, to take over, to where it be complete takeover would be about 10 years, 5 years. You look at countries and you're like, okay, this country can sustain this amount of just different attacks from different economic attacks, to where you have this one country is doing all your roads, you have another country that's doing all your factories, another country that's doing all of this, and then when you turn around, none of your own people are involved in major industries as far as just being that being that development force. So those of us that are coming from the diaspora, meeting with those in the African continent, when you put the energy together, you're talking about being able to really really compete. Because I always hear about how rich Black America is. I always remember those lectures over and over, and things like that. And I was like, what if we put in the perspective of doing what we're talking about in America, in Africa? But then I know it takes a while with the diplomatic connection of, you're having to work together with so many different Black folks and everything. And some people look at that as difficult, but I'm like, well, no one is stopping us from doing it. We just got to keep building the energy. So us having that connection right there, with even the few countries that we have in West Africa, is ideal, because that's what it seems like the energy is for repatriation in West Africa. I'm hearing people talk about Uganda, Rwanda, and things like that, and it's fine. And some countries I haven't been to, but the landscape and certain connections are different, and I can just only go by Ethiopia and Tanzania and Kenya. It just I get a different vibe than when I'm in the Gambia, Ghana, and so on. So not trying to just wherever people fit and connect, that's all good. But we just have to work from where we're working from. So what I want to do, brother, I appreciate you. Let me bring in brother Kofi and see if he can unmute himself.
All right, I'm unmuted. Can everybody hear me loud and clear?
Yes, and I hope you can see the post above.
Okay, yes.
And that's what we're talking about.
What is the Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African Community in Gyaahadze, Ghana? First of all, let me say good afternoon, good evening, family, sisters and brothers out there. I'm Kofi Jonathan Hill. Appreciate this time to be around with you guys. Just piggybacking off of what everyone else has just said out there. Bomani was talking about bringing some of the diasporan or the Black American so-called wealth and skill sets and mindsets into Africa. I believe that's what we're doing, and I believe we're fulfilling what our late ancestors and earlier ancestors wanted for us. And I think that's a great thing, and we just appreciate the energy and the commitment that everybody's been showing within this project. Like Brother Goham was just talking about, basically connecting with the other nations that are there in West Africa that have a cultural linkage to us. I think that's the most important thing, that we take our Black power and we aggregate it wherever we go. And the most important thing, what you're seeing here, is that we're all connected. Brother Chaz spoke on it earlier about the love, right? The love that we have for each other, that we're utilizing our energy, utilizing our positivity, that we're working together and we're on one accord. Okay, so wherever a person works, whatever project they're on, we're still in one accord with each other. And I think that's what's gonna fuel that competition that we have against the other groups of people that are coming into the continent and they want to take over. So this is a way that we could stemmy the so-called takeover of within 10 years or 15 years. We're coming here and we're building true Black power. Okay, based off of what we've learned from our elders, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Malcolm X, Baba Alton Maddox, anybody, all of our past ancestors, all of the elders, they wanted this for us, and we're fulfilling that mission. The Black Star Repatriation and Pan-African Community is a conglomeration of that. So we already showed earlier in the show the different committees that we have. It's sisters and brothers within each committee that are unified and working on each one of those individual tasks. And that's going to push us, as time goes on, push us more and more towards our goal, which is nation building. We talked about this yesterday, nation building. So we're starting off with this community, and it gets bigger and bigger. And our plan is for the long term. So it's not just about us out there, family, but it's about the next generation that's going to come there. So we're foundational. We're building that foundation, and this is something that our sisters and brothers have wanted for us for a very long time, and we're reconnecting with the continental Africans there, whether that's in Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, other places. We're reconnecting with them, and we're building trust, building rapport, building relationships, and doing it correctly out of love. So that's all I have to say on the matter.
Yes, brother, appreciate it. And what I have up here, family, as you talk about the committees, and hopefully you can see it. But this is one of the articles that's on the Black Star Pan-African page on our website. So that does give you a nice little introduction on what we're talking about with the committees, as our brother Kofi does talk about committees. So when you talk about Black Star Pan-African community, you're talking about communal organization. So this breaks it down better than anything else. Overview and importance of committees. The key to us developing Black Star, Repatriation, and Pan-African community will be the effective use of the 10 committees below. It is mandatory for all community members to be on at least one committee. Everyone must participate, including joining group and committee video calls. A committee member's contribution and participation on the committee will determine its success or failure. If committee members participate, get involved, and encourage others on the committee to do so, the committee will be successful. All right. So this is just one of those things that we push into this, self-motivation, or just motivate others by just talking about and doing the work. Right. So we must be able to commit to working on projects and giving updates on a regular basis without anyone that's watching over you and micromanage. Right. So this goes back to this us having to be honest with each other and following through what we commit to. So as I'm always saying, one, just be clear about what they're volunteering to get into. So what I'm going to do is to read just the list of committees that we have. 1, business and professional affairs. 2, safety, security, and surveillance. 3, education, culture, and social affairs. 4, sustainable utilities. 5, medical and wellness. Planning. 6, planning and development. 7, maintenance and landscaping. 8, waste management and recycling. 9, agriculture and livestock. And 10, bylaws and homeowners affair. Right? And so on this page, when you scroll down, it just gives you a nice little short paragraph of what each committee is about. And as time go along, we'll just expand into those things. All right, so whether Kofi or Gyaahadze, whichever one of you guys just want to chime in, or if you have anything to share on that aspect, let me know. But our family just want everyone to understand that those are the details that we have all typed up and laid out.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say, hey, to family out there, you're interested in joining our movement, interested in joining our community, come along. And when you come, let your light shine. You could join one of the committees and put your time towards that. Be involved, and that's the energy that we need. That's the energy that we need to keep this thing moving and keep it focused. Every one of us is gonna individually, work on our own plot of land and our own businesses, and everyone out there, they have their own goals of what they want to do, whether that's staying within the community or venturing else out out there on the continent. But the main thing is just making sure that you are a part of something. We kind of touched on this yesterday. A part of something that's building the future for our people on the continent, and that we have this Black Power mindset, this Pan-African mindset, of repatriating and building power. We need that. So whatever you have out there, whatever skill set, come and join along. And I think this is, one of the best communities to do it in, because we're focused and we're vigilant.
Yes, brother, that is good, man.
Yeah, and that is what Brother Kofi is saying, and what Brother Go was saying. The word commitment is different than the word involvement. Here's a little story for you. The animals at a barnyard decided they were going to give a cake breakfast, and so they sent the individual animals about what they could. And so I said, well, I could provide the milk, and okay, cool. And Sister Chicken said, well, I could provide the eggs. So they went around for different ones. And they found to Sister Pig, and said, well, so far we trying to get this breakfast thing together, and Sister Kyle gonna provide the milk, and I'm providing the eggs. We're involved. So can you provide? Yeah. They say, yeah, but the thing of it is that if I provide the bacon, that means I'm really committed. So we have to be commitment. Commitment is important. Is very serious. You really, looking to actually accomplish what you need to accomplish. It's important that we have that we're involved, but it's important that we are committed, and we have committed people in our group, and at various degrees. So what it is just to put your best foot forward, good foot, as Brother James Brown would say. This is the part that really makes it happen. When we do this, as Brother Kofi likes to say, that this is for the future generation, but this is also for the now generation. Okay, so we have to make sure that all are good. But given that we have the technology we have today, they can actually refer to what we're doing. So whatever if you had to visit yourself from the future, into now, what you're doing is really the question. Okay. The whole thing is that from what we're now, this is something to be proud of. It's about having integrity. It's about having integrity. And trust is very important. Worthy of trust is very important. This is how we defeat this garbage that we see out here. Okay, doing it of their vices and grasping virtues. No need to be there's no need to be about all this stuff, really. When you think about it, this is an honor to be elected for the challenge, and we're here to do it. Also, it's important to remember the first page of the first chapter of Marcus Garvey's book. There are 3 words in there that can anything else is concerned. And when he makes his assessment of what's going on the planet, and this was 100 years ago, he says it's all bluff. Now get bluffed. Something real to the bluff got to go away. And that's all I'm gonna say now.
Well, appreciate you, Chaz, and just mute you. Your background is a little erratic, but definitely I always appreciate you breaking it down. Let me know if anybody else wants to add, but I want to answer someone's questions real quick about payment of the land. If you're looking to take one of the last few plots in phase 1, payment is due closer to 1 to 2 months, or closer to this now, especially this one, the land all set up and everything. But as far as phase 2, you have time to make payments. Recommend anyone interested in this make 6 to 1 year of payment and pay it off. And if you have a good amount of people do that within a year from now, those individuals can all start building. And that's how we just make it simple like that. Everything is based on group effort. And I think we talked about the main things that we wanted to talk about. What I'm showing everyone is the Black Star Pan-African Community playlist that's showing the development and progress. So I'm going to stroll through these videos, just give people an idea of just what we have organized. All right, so I already put the video that we're doing right now that's live in that playlist. When you scroll down, these are just a few others. Now, some of these are a combination of interviews and conference call and us doing research. So the one that say move to Ghana and build, that one is just like this one is just talking about the opportunities that we have and what the community is about. Then you scroll down and you'll see some of the videos I was in Ghana shooting in May and June of this year, and talking with builders, talking with people who run solar companies, and this one right here that say catch water system, that's just a sustainable system. Talking about the pump itself and then talking about the complete system. Then you scroll down some more, you'll see us in the town of Gyaahadze and us on the actual land. So you'll be able to just literally see videos of how the streets look, coming into the town, coming off the main road. And then you'll see us on actual community land, looking at the first house that's being built, going to the second one that's in progress, and then seeing this other people land in the layout and just showing you the progress that we have. And then next time you see us, you'll be seeing us clearing the land, again, which we try to do like every September. And then also looking to this literally just get several people ready to start building. So when we come in December, we'll see a lot of development. So that takes you all the way back to the beginning of this 2-year time frame when you keep scrolling down and you just see us at citizenship conference, business conference, us having conference call, going through the details, showing the public restroom. Last year we showed the groundbreaking ceremony at the land, blood sacrifice and things like that, us going to the orphanage. And you know, the first set of videos are going to be the videos where we just first showed up with a big group and we're just literally just checking out the land and meeting the chief for the first time and talking about it. So you're looking at 83 videos, all dedicated to this project. So it's as updated as we can give updates. We do have people that's on the land that it's up to them if they want to shoot videos and do those things. That's up to them. But that's one thing we'll always encourage. But beyond that, let's make sure that whenever we travel, we just get all the updated footage. And then for people who want to know more, we can always get them more information. But just want to let everyone that's watching that this is in progress. And I can even, and let me switch over. What I also do now, I'll switch over to the actual Facebook group page. Right. So this is a simple link, facebook.com/groups/Black Star Pan-African Community, all one word. All right. So that is the page right there, family. So my goal is to just keep updating that page with information. And so these are the last few videos that was posted. And then once you go down some more, what you see is the last set of videos with us in the actual community in May. I want to say what's on this thing now is media. Once you go to the group page and The horizontal menu will just show media. When you click on media, you just go to albums, and you'll see the videos, the actual photo albums for the last 3 times that we were in Ghana. And then also, I was able to get a set of photos organized while the land was being clear for the first time. So anybody interested, just click and add, and you have just access to this what we're doing. I just tend to just post updates on this Facebook page all the time, videos, pictures, and conference calls, and so on. And any little update that we have, whether like if we have a few plots, like in the past we had plots that were available and we just post them on there. Since we have a big group, not sure, maybe some of those people in the actual group that sign up for the group actually want to actually move and connect Africa. But beyond that, once again, it's information. So you have the Facebook group page with all of the photos and all of the updates. We do have a WhatsApp page, but that's private for group members only. So don't really have time to deal with a public, any kind of public WhatsApp page where people are just going to sit there and just make crazy posts all day outside and not relevant to what the group is about. So beyond that, then the YouTube videos that I just shared with everyone. So that is our documentation and all the information that's on our website. So, any, quick question anyone may have, once you're on the website, you can just click on that link. Let's say connect or contact us via WhatsApp or email, and then I'll send you a message. All right. Let me see what else. All right, so family, for those who have questions, just type a question. Appreciate all the shout out, all the love, and all the donations and everything. But looking to get more questions. But nevertheless, for those who are going to take their time and look through those 3 aspects of documentation, I'll be on standby and we can talk and have more dialogue. And then those who are literally ready to go to join the land can join the land. Whether you're traveling with us or whether you're just there in the country and then you just want us to connect you. All right, cool. So all 4 of us are back up on the screen. We are coming up on, been on for about 90 minutes. So I just want to know if we just want to share anything, anything else that we haven't covered, or just anybody want to add anything? No?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So I'm sure just for folks who just do not like reading, folks is gonna like ask a bunch of questions. So let me ask the questions that most folks will ask just because they could just ask. You know what I mean? They don't like reading and all that and going through Facebook posts and reading articles and all that. Folks ain't trying to do all that. So, well, let me ask a couple questions for folks who don't want to necessarily do all that.
All right.
If they buy into Black Star Pan-African community, are they limited on what type of structure they can build? Is it so wide, so tall, so many units? I'm sure that'll be a big thing that folks, what kind of mud brick? Could it be earth bag? Could it be container? Could it be traditional brick and mortar? I mean, is the options limited, or we have to stay within certain parameters?
Yeah, it's no limitation on those options. The only thing is if you want a bigger house, then we just have to get you the perfect lot. If you want to build a mansion, then we definitely have to get you the best lot to build a mansion. So you just want to, it's hard to figure this thing out. And remember when you and I talked about development, and we were talking about, if we were like 3 investors and we just put our money together, we can just kind of design those things and then make all the decisions up front. But this is an interesting project, which if I get the opportunity to do it the other way, I would do it the other way. But this is very interesting, and you're learning. So what I realized from dealing with Garveytown is that it's not, people don't like to be restricted in those kind of ways. And I looked at a lot of what they were doing. And I was like, people are not going to like this. People are not going to like this. And if you're trying to invite people to build a community, you can't have a bunch of restrictions. You have to, you do have to have your order and things like that. But the unique thing, it seemed like where we can all learn is by open things to where it's open and flexible to where everyone can build what they want to build. Some people may want to choose containers, small homes, tiny homes, big homes. But I look at the first 15 acres as this a unique construct design where we're all going to get a chance to learn from the different methods of building. Because I've talked to a lot of people, and people have came up with like several different kind of building style they're going to be using, and things like that. So that's one thing that people are going to like, to the fact that when they get there, they can look at what other people are building and say, hey, I like this. And then you already know what you're working with already. And then the builder has already gotten used to what we're doing. So I think it'd be interesting, man. I'm very open to seeing how that works. But what do you well, that's what we have laid down there.
Well, I'm thinking container because I don't know why I love them so much. I guess because I'm in the trucking industry, and so I tend to subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels that's dealing with container construction and recycling, green living, tiny living, tiny homes, this type of thing. Because a lot of us may want something really big because maybe we grew up in a situation where we had the very meager beginnings. So now that a lot of us have worked really hard, we want something really nice. But I'm thinking like, hey, well, why spend money that way when really we need to do a lot of investment? So I'm looking to do something more on the scale of small to medium. That way I can use majority of my money to go into business. Now, what you just said, I do like, meaning that if I got two lots, because I have two lots, and maybe my neighbor that's next to me has two lots, maybe we could come together and come up with a workable plan where maybe we can put four units or 6 units on those 4 town lots if we do them in such a way, and then maybe we can live in one and then we can rent the other ones out. Maybe that could be a viable idea. And then like, because I don't know if everybody's going to be in a position to build, if they're going to be in a position to buy land. Some folks, in my mind, because I know when I was in real estate years ago, I had people just starting out. I had folks that was retiring. I had folks that was empty nesters. So a lot of folks, when they get laid up in years, they realize they don't need a lot of stuff, right? And so they may have send their kids to college. They may have bought cars. They may have helped them with down payments on homes or investment properties or businesses, and so they may not have a lot of money, and they may just be looking to get out of the West, because we all can see that something is going on with the West, and they might just want to just rent. So maybe we can set up a situation where we can live sort of, virtually almost free, and then we can rent those other units out to folks who can't afford to buy land and build from scratch. So I kind of like that idea. Yep.
Yes, brother, man, absolutely, man. That is the perfect and the best way to this literally do it, man. It's giving just offer our people options, man. It's already tough already. And I was gonna say also, on the 57 acres, we have a space where we can build apartments, condos, even hotels and things like that. So you're talking about trying to create a way of life to where you have it from literally, you're covering very, very short stay to long-term stay. And the long term, and that's kind of like just explaining what the flexibility is. You're talking about literally just, if you want to stay a day, stay a day. If you want to stay there for a lifetime, stay there for a lifetime. But but trying to get everybody to keep in the concept of just everything has to like recycle around, where we just we're investing back in ourselves, to where we live in the true sense of just being self-reliant, and just having to just be able to just sustain ourselves based on using the property and using the town for the things that we as a people need and the rest of the people in town need. So I just feel like you can create the flexibility and still have that end goal and things like that. And it's like, it's not hurting any of us if somebody wanted to build a big mansion all the way at the end of the property, or things like that. So these are the things that was just frustrated about Garveytown, and wasn't so frustrated for myself, but based on what, when you have people that are customers, they want certain things. It's fine that we're friends, we're brothers, we are people, all that good stuff. But the person's literally, their customer or their, an investor, and they want certain things. And it was just always just unique to hear about what people really wanted to do, because people really wanted to build their dream house, whether their dream house was a small, tiny home or something bigger and things like that. And so, you're talking about trying to build a group energy. So it's like the best thing is you create the flexibility and try to cater to as much of us in a certain mindset and lifestyle. And I would say that there's no perfect way to do this, because if it was, you see a bunch of people doing it. We've gotten the farthest as I've seen, man, because I'm always one of the people that if people are doing certain things, I'm trying to find out so we can work together or just try to watch what they're doing. But we're at the point now we have to just set the tone. It's we're up next. So I feel good about what we have learned to share.
Yeah, I agree, man. Because the fact that you just said that's really good. Because I mean, wow, we really could do some cooperative economics in that regard. Because I'm definitely looking to partner with folks. The first order of business is to get something built so I can have a base of operation. So from there, then sky's the limit. So that's one thing I do like the fact about being in a community, because now we got folks that think alike. We almost can finish each other's sentences. We read the same books. We have the same outlook on life. All right, we feel in the same frequency from West Africa. So I am definitely encouraged to put myself in a position where, hey, I want to work with as many folks as possible, because I can see us really taking this thing and being a real shining light to the rest of the Pan-Africans around the world. Like, this is the thing we can do when we come together and combine forces. All that trying to just come and be a king to yourself with no court and no kingdom. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm definitely liking this idea, and I'm definitely looking to duplicate this in Sierra Leone. But I'm definitely liking this energy that we have created. So, man, I'm so glad I got in when I got in. So, hey, some of you guys out there who just checking in or look at us on the playback, hey, you might want to try to get in while we're still on the ground floor, because once this thing get up and start rolling, you may be too late. You wish you had got in. So that's all I have.
Yeah, brother, absolutely, man. It's one of those, the thing where you think about all the money you done spend, and over the period of time, and in your careers, and you can call it the money that you wasted and things like that, and then you're just looking at this. I know we can't go back in the time and things, but you're also telling the future generations, and everyone is like, you can literally spend 30 to 40 years with your work and literally have nothing. And you're telling people that the people that are dominating the world, they're playing the investment game. They're recycling their resources and things like that. So this is something that we can do, and it's always going to be a little difficult when you have a lot of people, but end of the day, it's enough of us around to where we can build a core group of us where we can get along and work things out. So all of the opportunities presented itself while we're there in Ghana, and now here we are 2 years in, and we have our legal paperwork, and we can all start building. And then within the next few years, have a community where it's our investment, and more important, we're part of a town, a part of a culture, and part of an opportunity to expand. So now when we learn from this investment opportunity, because we're learning to build a community now, for those of us who want to work on different things, you can get into different projects, whether it's there in the community or just work in a different country, because you have a whole 50-something African country. So I'm telling people, what I've always done in Ghana, it's an introduction to Africa, to a country where you can kind of get something going, and then you can just kind of see what's going on elsewhere. Take your jet plane, go down there, and start an operation. But yeah, but brother, that's what I see ultimately, man.
Yeah, I see the same thing, man. This is a beautiful thing, man.
You know, yeah, because a lot of resources are wasted there. If we're just connected with the other Ghanaian business people or other Africans on the continent that have enterprises, you talk about I'm literally telling people, man, I was like, family, we can do this, man. We can build literally this global Black enterprise across different cultures of Black people. I know people keep telling us that we can't get along. It's like, why is people working so hard to feed that to us?
Yeah, because they like our brother, our elder brother, Neely Fuller Jr. always says that they want to make sure that we stay a people who are, not constructive. Anytime they see us doing something constructive, here they come with things to basically shame us back into being the destructive people. So we got to expect that we're gonna, get this from a lot of folks because they can sense the energy and see that we're moving in a constructive path. So they got to try to put a monkey wrench in it. But what we're gonna do is just keep full steam ahead because we understand what that is. If you're not coming to us saying, okay, look, have you thought about it this way? Have you thought about it that way? If you're not coming to us and you're trying to add to the conversation and help us navigate this thing, then you're a detractor, and ultimately you don't want to see nobody do anything constructive. So I'm on a total different wavelength. I'm more so looking at what we're doing in Ghana, and I want to maybe reproduce that in Sierra Leone. Maybe we have a Black Star Pan-African community #2 in Sierra Leone. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking to do. All that, not having anything to add to the conversation, to add to our people. What are you doing to bring about global African liberation? If you can't answer those questions definitively for me, then I'm not listening to nothing you got to say. So I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
Perfect, man. That's it. And there's a question right there posted for us. I'll just go first real quick. In Ghana, we do have a list of several builders, and they're the ones out there building and getting things set up. So that project is in place. Now, I guess they're assuming or want to know if you have land set up and ready to go in Sierra Leone, or if it's just a vision.
Yeah, right now it's still new because we just came back about 7 months ago from getting citizenship and visiting the country for the first time. So right now it's still early. It's just that I had already been going to Africa through African for the Africans, hence the shirt. And we went to Ghana and I fell in love with it. So I've been involved with that project ever since conception. So now I'm just looking to complete what I started there. And then I'm looking, now that Sierra Leone has come on board, to maybe duplicate that in Sierra Leone. So yeah, we're very early in the stage. So got to complete one project, but I am on the lookout for land. I am bringing people to the continent to help them with repatriation and citizenship. So everything is still pretty new, family. So you all just got to give us a little time. It's just really getting over the fears. A lot of folks have a lot of fears about going to Africa. So not only that, you got a lot of folks, it's their first time. They got to overcome them fears about all those Tarzan movies and all this cannibalism and tigers running around in the streets and attacking people. This is the thing that I noticed that we're trying to get over first. So we got to jump over all that and then try to get folks to look at the fact that you could repatriate, meet your ancestors, people, and possibly get land and live on the African continent. So it's an uphill fight, family. So y'all got to give us some time. You just got to give us some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then while we're doing that, people can always join in, travel. I mean, the reason why we got this far with this community is because of the travel program. So you're telling people one energy feed into another energy, and you just keep working it up. But because that's the nature of grassroots operation. And talking about grassroots, I have my good brother Azebo Johnny, which I'm going to add him into the stream. He has plot number 35 in the community. And Azebo, can you see and hear us?
I can hear you and see you loud and clear.
Yes, man. These are all of us. These are your other members of the Black Star Pan-African community. And this is one of my other brothers, Goham.
How you doing?
You know.
All right, Black Power, peace, Black global power, my brother.
Yes, Azebo, I just want you to, I'm going to put the question back up there, but I want you to introduce yourself and then want you to share what this community means for you and how it connects you into what you're looking to do there in Ghana.
My name is Baba Azebo, known on Facebook as Baba Azebo. I post very often on Facebook. I'm a repat here in Accra, Ghana. I repatriated here October of 2020. So I've been here almost a year. October 22nd would be a year. Since then, I had never been to Africa, never been to Ghana, never been to the continent in my life, but I've always had a drive. There was always something in me that pushed me, that kept my mind on going to the continent. I call it the mother continent because it's where civilization, and that's where all of the landmass galvanized first before in the beginning. You know, it was called Pangea, Gondwana land. You know, but there was always a certain spirit that drove me to come to the motherland. And as I, 17 years old, out of the U.S.
All right.
The brother may need to come. He may need to come back in.
Yeah, Zebo, you are frozen. Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, family, gotta get some new technology and get better internet. Azebo, can you hear? Or you're frozen still? Like he's moving, slow motion. Yes,
Well,
family.
he did say he was in Accra, Ghana, so you know the internet might be going in and out. So.
All right, Azebo, it look like you're back. They're probably gonna have to let you go and then you join back in. Yes, Kofi, you smile like you're happy, man. You ready to move to Ghana? You gotta unmute yourself. All right, you're the only person that's not having technical difficulties. Goham. All right, there we go. I think he's back.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm not. I'm coming live from the truck stop.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they got good internet out there. You know, gotta keep busy.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they should.
Technical difficulties don't happen.
You're making money like that, might as well get the best internet. All right, family, come up on almost 2 hours. So I was trying to get Azebo to share, his experience of being there, because one of the things, and I'll see if he comes back in. One of the things that I've talked with him on was literally this. If you're there for a while and you're not like, and if the money that you have coming in, if you're just spending it, you know what I'm saying, you're just there. You're doing the same thing we do in America. You have to invest it in something. So you want to make sure that you secure your, you know, your way of life, you know, your community, you know, how you're living, and you know, and then you know, budget the rest of your money to do certain things. But when you're coming in with these fixed income, you have to just look at it as what it is. That's your fixed amount of money you can work with, and you have to just think about how you can flip some of it, you know. So flipping some of it, the best thing to do is join another group of people, and with you know, with having another group of people that you're working with, you're able to just have that flexibility, and you know, to where you know, where you have a whole community at your, you know, your hands now, instead of just your small portion of land and what you're built on it. Yes, our brother Kofi, you're back live and direct. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, I was trying to get one of our new members of a few months, brother Zebo, to connect. I was saying that he's a retiree, so he's also looking to work there. But I try to tell most people, when you go there, you have to think about the long run. Even if you're retiring and you're 60, you know, you have to think 20 years from then. You know, do you want to keep this, you know, living like that, or do you want to invest some of your money to make it grow and then get into some other things? And it's easier to, you know, it's easier to flip your money when you put your money together with other people, and you know, you have a game plan. But yeah, just trying to get you to also share some final words before we close, or if you just want to share anything else, or if anybody have any questions, they can post it and we can go through it.
Just family out there, I think it's already been said on this video. Just look at the links that we've posted, like on the website. Look for information that you know, if you're interested, just read it over first, and then when you want to get involved, you know, come on one of the conference calls that we have, and then join a committee, and then put your money towards your plot. You know, at this point, it would be phase 2.
All right, there you go, brother. So you look excited.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Chaz is up for some final words.
I got a chance.
Your system work. Yeah, I have to get.
And that's about it.
Damn.
We have to get you some new technology. He's speaking French.
Can you hear me now?
We got brother.
We can hear you, Chaz. We gotta get you, man.
Okay, brother. Brothers from Mars. From Mars.
I made all your voice.
Mentor.
Yeah, I noticed that, but I'm saying ultimately we have to get some decent equipment, whatever it is, phones, computers. You know, and I'm not trying to.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of folks didn't know we gonna be doing this on the regular. That's why the more and more we do these, it'll kind of force folks to, okay, let me go invest in something. You know what I mean? Because that's what I've been doing, slowly but surely. And me and you have talked about this. I've been slowly but surely investing in stuff. So I got a new camera now. I got new lighting system, because when I was at your house and you had them cameras, you had the lights on, I was like, let me go get them. I would have got them same lights.
What's up, yeah.
I got some tripods, memory cards. I got some new microphones. So yeah, the quality's finna come there. I just got to figure out how to use all this stuff now. I got it. I just got to figure out how to use it now.
Exactly, and when you're ready to do something, you have everything with you. Like, you know, I got my wireless mic and all that stuff. When we're ready to get back to show mode, and we're sitting on the couch and discussing topics.
Yes.
So perfect, yeah. But the phones, man, everybody got to get better phones, because this is the way of technology now. Chaz is trying to get me. I'm about to
yes.
Let him know, man. We got to do some test calls.
Yeah, Pan-Afican going digital.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a question now. Says from Kim. She says, "Wow, my African ancestry is from Sierra Leone. I'm ready to build there too." So
Hey, well, reach out to me, because we will be going there in December, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking and trying to find a few apartments for a few people. So we're looking to go in and maybe put down on maybe in a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom apartment or a house. And a lot of folks are looking to, stay there now because they already at retirement age. And since I'm a little bit younger than those guys, I still want to put in and get an apartment with them. So that way, when I do come back and forth, I have a place to stay. And it's going to give those brothers and sisters chance to kind of go around the country and kind of scout things out. And we're going to work together as a team. It ain't all got to be about me. It's about us. Okay. So I'm willing to put in with those folks there as well as build in Ghana. So I'm going to be doing a lot of things here in the short term. So get with us and just see what you can do and how you can be of assistance. So that's what it's about right now. We ain't trying to move as individuals. We're trying to move as a group. So the ones among us that can work together, and it's not about your ego. It's not about trying to be right. It's not trying to be the brightest in the room. It's trying to, what can you do to benefit the group, the collective? It ain't about us individually no more, because most of us 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, what kind of legacy are we going to leave here on the planet? And we want to leave a legacy of working together, changing that narrative. So that's what we should be about. So just reach out to me.
Oh, perfect, brother, perfect. And then we got Azebo back. If you want to continue or you want to share some things about you moving closer to the community, so you can help with those of us on the ground.
Yeah.
You can be one of the guys.
I rented this place out for a year. I paid a year's worth of rent here. My time would be up. Really, actually, supposed to be next month, but I may need a little bit more time to stay here until I can organize enough information, enough transportation to get my furniture and all of that stuff. I have to make arrangements for the furniture and stuff that I have accumulated here. I wanted to be closer to my build because I want to help build my own home, and my whole concept with sustainability is most Black folks don't know about sustainable technology. They're used to paying bills. They're used to paying utility bills. They're used to going to the supermarket to buy their food. They're used to a lot of the things that have gotten us acclimated away from who we truly are or who we truly were as a people. And a lot of our way of living has been confiscated. People are still studying on how our ancestors lived. Our ancestors lived off of the energy of the earth itself. Nothing was artificial. You see what I'm saying? And the enemy does it backwards. They do everything backwards. They anything that they touch, they have to change it in some type of artificial kind of way. So my whole thing is going back to organic. I'm currently writing a book now that's based on our organic mindset. Going back, most of our history goes back to slavery, and that's we can only go back as far as the colonization will take us, and the colonization will not take us farther back. We have to do that ourselves, and that's why the interest of Kemet, the Egyptian history is so interesting, because it's so much of ourselves in that history. When people read the Bible, they say, well, the Bible ain't nothing but a Black history book. Yeah, it's a Black history book, but there has been colonization put into it. So that's where the tampering of our history is concerned. You know, and part of the Europeans gaining power is the control of knowledge itself, the control of knowledge across the total planet. They control the knowledge. A lot of the knowledge has been hidden, and they hid a lot of the knowledge themselves so that we could get back access to that knowledge, because that knowledge is written on our DNA. That knowledge is written inside of us, our DNA. But his programming keeps us from accessing that knowledge, and also accessing literally the physical knowledge that we need in order to get back to the way we used to be as a people. Black people as they exist now, especially Black men, are nothing like our ancestors. We don't even think like our ancestors. We are another type of creature. We've been brainwashed so deeply and so much till it's like we've been literally brainwashed out of who we truly are as a people. That's the reason for the need to return. And earlier I was telling you about my ancestors, how they spoke to us. They spoke to us in a way to draw us back to the motherland. But there's been pushback on that. You know, CIA, I don't know what you call it, what you would call it, psychological engineering or social engineering, where they embed different things inside of the education that that makes you think that you're a white person. You know, it makes you think European, and a lot of it has to do with keeping you under control. It's a control mechanism to keep you under control, so that you won't rebel against their evil and their colonization. The Europeans knew what they were doing when they brought Christianity here. They had it all planned out. They already knew what they were doing, and the Muslims knew what they were doing when they brought the new Islam into being. All of this stuff is fairly new, but the religions were originated by African people. But when they got the religion, they changed it to so that it wouldn't benefit. It would be able to control Black people. They couldn't conquer us because there was too many. There was too many of us. So they couldn't physically conquer us. So they conquered our spirit. They conquered our one of our gifts is spirituality. That's what they conquered. And they did it through Islam and Christianity. That's how they did it. They colonized the religions, and then they gave it to us. And the religions is based on subliminal, unconscious worship of them. The Arabs are guilty of this, and the Europeans are guilty of it. The Arabs is nothing but brown European. That's all, and that's all the Chinese. That's all the Japanese. The Chinese are also. They're a yellow European. They still have the European spirit. And Elijah Muhammad calls it the devil. It's a devil spirit. You know, it's based on war and destruction. So my whole thing is like I say, I'm writing a book. It's called The Organic Mind. You know, journey back to our organic mind. And what I want to do at Black Star is to do a revamp on education. The education system, you know, we wonder why our young people, you know, why women are twerking, why young people are turning gay. Because they got all of that crap in the schools. They got it all in the schools. And it's basically an attack on black man, basically. And it's basically an attack on pulling that black woman off of her throne and dehumanizing her and making her a lower spiritual state of being. And that's basically what they're doing. And they want to keep us there because we're more controllable at that state of being than we are at the higher states. At the higher states, we could end up becoming a rulership, taking our rightful rulership over the planet. If enough of us elevate our minds and our spirits to that level of our ancestors, you know. But basically, I wanted to move near Winneba, so that I could be of help to that area where I'm gonna build my home. I want my home built, and I don't know if you are familiar with earth ships, but the idea of earth ship is literally taking energy from the earth and actually living on the earth and with the earth in harmony with nature. A home that creates its own water, creates its own electricity through solar panels, creates its own batteries through kinetic energy. It creates electricity through non-solar, but it's kinetic energy that runs on its own power and generates the very power that it runs on. So it could run forever. It could run until it falls apart. You know, it's a machine. I found out about that. I want to while they're building, I want to maintenance. I want to do the farming. I already got trees outside that I'm growing, and I'm doing a lot of that. Basically, my building model is let's see. Let me show you.
Yes, I'm not sure. Azebo went to show you a farm. Yes, Azebo, nice house. Nice house, man.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. Earthship. What is that, a 2-bedroom?
no, it's a 1-bedroom, but I actually want a 3 or 4-bedroom. It depends on how large the living area and the dining area is. But
oh, you're gonna expand it later. I got you. That sounds good.
Yeah. But basically, this is like the foundation. This is sort of like a Fibonacci type of Fibonacci, the whole golden rule of nature type of it. Actually, the house actually creates energy. You know, I'm tired of living in boxes, man. You know, boxes have a psychological effect on how we think. Our environment has a profound effect on how we think and how we feel. So I'm basically dealing with earth energy. That's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with earth energy, and that's how I want my house to be built. I've over the years, I'm totally rejecting everything that's European. Everything. You can spot a European thinking person a mile away. I mean, I might not say nothing, but basically, I've learned how to identify people's mindsets. And I'm leaning more towards, and there's a lot of groups in New York that's doing it. I know you have heard of Sinetta TV. A lot of those brothers in New York are doing a lot of research on this. They're basically doing it in Kemet because I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe it's because they say that it's the first modern civilization. But this type of technology, the way they built Egypt, it was all over Africa. It was all over. The knowledge was all over Africa. And when Egypt ended, the knowledge dispersed all over Africa. Again, but I'm basically dealing with technologies and things that had been lost and been readapted by the Europeans and re-educated, reformulated, and taught to the people, to the masses. I want to get that out of our minds so that we could go back to the way we used to be. If it's not too late. You see what I'm saying? So like I want to build. I want to be able to build units that would be really good for Airbnbs. It also fits the character of the image of Africa itself. The buildings. It's going to be round, similar to a hut, but it's going to be in a sort of like a spiral, and with a dome roof. But basically, my dream is coming true. I've been trying to get here for about 10 years, and basically my dream is coming true. I'm the CEO of STTI, which is Sankofa Travel, Tours and Investments, and I'm very pleased and thankful that Bomani has taken us under his wing, and I'm very proud of that. I want to build this institute of this Pan-African Institute of Psychological Change for attacking the colonized school system that we have throughout the whole continent of Africa. And I want to incorporate traditional teachings, traditional schools of wisdom that originated here in Africa. We're talking wisdom that's thousands and maybe even millions of years old. We need to start teaching our children the correct history. We need to start teaching our children the truth about what actually happened to us. Most Ghanaians and most Africans here on the continent don't have an idea of what's going on in the rest of the world. It's because they haven't been taught the history. They haven't been taught anything. They don't have a clue of what's going on. So that's what I'm gonna commit the rest of my life with. I want to get STTI off the ground, and then I want to commit myself to my art. I went to school for graphic design and illustration and advertising design. So I have a skill at doing packaging, but it was before the computer era. So if I can learn how to do it computer wise, then I could teach other people how to, because we're gonna need people that does labels. We're gonna need people that do layouts, illustrations. And Brother Bomani, I have a business idea for you also. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, brother. Go ahead with it.
Yeah, you're well versed in IT. Here they're still using minutes. How easy is it to change that to unlimited. I'm unlimited talk, text, and internet.
The thing of it is, you have to build your own system there, and then you have to do all the legal business stuff to get everything approved. So
Right.
these are telecom companies, they can just play with you all they want, and this.
Oh, is that right?
The reason why the system is what it is because that's what they decide they want to have. Now, if people want to do something else, then they have to market that. Just like you live in a competitive world here in America, where you have probably the same brothers and sisters all challenging each other for different telecom networks and coming up with new companies,
Right.
and things like that. So that's what has to happen. But so that's innovative and it can happen.
Yeah, it can. It can. And what? Out of all the people that I've talked to, why not you? Yeah, but my whole thing, I've been dedicated to the liberation struggle for a very long time. I started out with the Black Panthers. Then I left the Black Panthers and joined the Shrine of Black Madonna. I was in the Shrine of Black Madonna for about 14 years. From there, I went to Wayne State University, majored in graphic design, illustration, and fine art. So, I got those skills, but I want to sharpen my business mindset, and I'm in the process of putting together a business plan for travel, which is going to be totally online. Tours, which is a business plan for tours, and a business plan for investments. I have the rough drafts, but all I have to do is just fine tune it and register my company and basically get a staff. And the one of the training programs is getting my getting all of my staff members who participate online with the tours, with the travel agency certifications. I want to get them officially certified. But basically that's me in a nutshell. I'm not going to stop until I'm 6 feet under. I'm going to keep it going. A lot of my friends say that they retire. When am I going to retire? I just tell them, hey, brother, revolutionaries don't retire. Revolutionaries do not retire. We until we die. Basically, until I got breath in my body, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this. Basically,
Well, perfect, brother. So, family. I've heard different members and different aspect of us just talking about what we do in Africa, which is straight up this Black cooperative economics, Black power, African nation building, all those things that people say sometimes nice and easy and throw up black fists, but it's a whole different world when you're actually in that world living. It's our brother Zebo is there in Ghana with the rest of our other members there, and they are paving the future. And we just connecting people and working together, and we just figuring it out. No one before us came and laid out a playbook, so we're figuring it out, and this is what we have come up with. So you can join force with us, and we can work together, or you can just find something that you can connect with in Ghana, and then as time goes, we look to do the same and connect with other like minds of Black African people across the continent. And compete at a higher level. I mean, I know we all see everything made in China. That's something that we just can't just keep living with every day. Where we have one country that produces all of these junk and garbage that we have in most of our homes and what we wear. So we have all the we have the resources. We have the we have the land. We have the people. and all we have to do is put
Yeah,
our mind.
yeah.
And
And the Chinese are building everywhere. And matter of fact, I live near
you're talking about by
the
wager, right?
I live near the West Hill Mall, and the Chinese are building a mall behind West Hill Mall
No
with
way, no way. So that's what the
cheaper products,
construction is. Oh wow.
cheaper products, and the mall looks a lot better than West Hill Mall. And I thought West Hill Mall was the state of the art, you know. But I go behind the mall, and it's another mall behind there, and it's built by the Chinese. So you know what they're doing, right?
Yeah, man, we know exactly. That's what I'm saying. Even on Spintex, you saw the Lebanese Palace Mall, then you saw the China Mall and all those things. So you're telling folks, I was like, I remember even when I first started coming to Ghana in 2006, it wasn't that bad, you know. But I look at that 15-year period, and it's like if we'd have really put our energy and money together, man, brother, we could have been doing some good stuff together as a people.
That's exactly right, brother.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, they're moving fast. They are moving. They're moving lightning fast. They can build a whole city, not a neighborhood, but a whole city within 6 months.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it is they import all the people that they need. So it's like they're not gonna leave the country. They're gonna just move from one project to the next. And
That's right, because everybody know what to do. Everybody know
yeah,
what role to play. You know.
they move. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about military science and just and tactics, man, they come with it all.
With
China
That's
literally
right.
come and take over within 30 days, take over your whole country to where you just literally owe them.
That's right. That's right. And you got to go to them for everything because you don't produce it. You know, you don't
Exactly, brother.
produce
That's
it, and
always
it's at a cheaper price.
yeah, and that's the thing that people are dealing with. It's a monster that it's hard to fight. And what we're doing as a people, and that's what we're telling people about our Black Star Pan-African community is it's literally the whole mindset is just building and making everything in Africa. I mean, you have the
That's
land,
right.
the factories, we have different members, you have different investors, you put the money together. I'm not saying that, all of this is simple and easy, but we have accomplished the foundation of what we're looking to do for the last 2 years. So that's the best thing about it. So now we have the foundation built. We're 2 years in now, brother. The land is ready to build upon now, and all we just need is just to keep building. And if and we just put our money together, if we need bigger projects. But for those who are out there that literally want to come check out what we're doing and they see just the energy, because I don't know who is open to what we're doing. What we're doing is pioneer and it's visionary. It's
That's right.
it's not something that there's a layoff to do it and things like that. You have to figure it out. You have to organize your people, the best of them, and things like that. So what we're doing is gonna gain momentum. So the good thing about it is we'll keep on pushing and sharing, and and as we do that, more and more people, we've been able to get some good fresh new energy of people this year, and so on. So the same thing that we're looking for, and take it to that level, brother. So looking forward to you building and other people building, and also while you're there, if you want to join the work party, there's things that we just need to start getting going, like the supervision of the actual wall around the community. That's and then the manager of the security force and things like that. So
Right.
your brother
Right.
comes with a lot of skills, man. So I'll be definitely reaching out to you and on how you can just be one of those community members that's there, that's doing some of the work.
Right.
Things like
Right.
that. And then we can
Yeah.
also find ways to create more economic opportunities for those who actually want to come and they want to work and participate in some daily work. I mean, like you mentioned, you're not there to retire, so
Hell no, man.
to work and then pay you some money and everything, put you on a
That's
payroll.
right. That's right.
So Yeah, so yeah, so I'll let others know. And then you have a few more people with you, and then Kwabena has a few more people, which is a family in the community. We have all the help we're gonna need. Because one of the things we need as Ebo, as I talk right to the point, is the best way we figured out how to do lights around around, because you notice that if you don't put up your own street lights in some places, you don't have no lights, and that's what it is. The government
Right.
is not coming to do it. So we have a setup where we can actually order some street lights. It's actually solar power street lights with backup battery and solar panel. Nice little system where it has the motion detector and has the dimmer effect when it's not a lot of things going on. It'll dim to a certain point to where you still have good lighting and things like that. So I've
Right.
seen those. Literally, I've seen different options of them. And when we start collecting our money for the budget for it, it's one of those things where we just get a few people. The surveyor tell us where we can put the lights, where we coordinate with the flow of the roads, and then we drop
Right.
about 20
Right.
of them in, and then you have street lights right there that they maintain themselves, and we can just have to check on them every once in a while. So that's the beautiful thing about building something from the ground up, and even the roads, we can use some different methods for the roads itself. So there's gonna be some work out there. So we're gonna have to make sure we have a secondary like work party that could just do some of those things. And
So you got the plans for the roads and the where the wall is going to be built, and you have, so by using that you can just about figure out where the street lights go.
yes, all of that sounds very nice, but no, it's not all organized like that. We're gonna have to lay it out. So I'd have to get with the surveyor, and then we'd have to look at the map and say, hey, where can we put, where can we put one street light per house, or per plot. So like
Right.
where can we put, then we, or where can we divide up 30 street lights to where it would just make it, work its way around, and then if we have to go back again and put another 30, we can space it out to where it's more light. But
Right. So it'd be evenly lit. Yeah.
yeah, it's something where you don't have it all laid out and written down. You're looking at parts, just like solar packages and things like that. So you're in that same group, sustainable development, or I should say, sustainable utilities. I want, yeah, I probably didn't tell you, but yeah, I added you to that one because as far as you're talking about earth shifts and certain things, a lot of things you're talking about was relative to that group. So when you guys actually connect and actually do like private conference and things like that for that group, you can all put your
Right.
minds together.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And let me see, here we go. There's a question right here. Yes, absolutely, family. So one of the things I always tell everyone that's looking to do this kind of business, as far as traveling to Africa, just look at the people who have done what you are looking to do, and have that experience. Because it's easy for anybody to talk, present, and things like that. And I try not to be in competition with people and they're talking and things like that. I just that's like I was in Ghana, Zebo. We did our videos with the chief, and took our
Right.
photos, and we just made our way around, and we just talk and everything. It was just real, not it wasn't about anything else other than just having a real experience. And things.
Exactly.
And that's what we do, fam. We give you a real experience in Ghana, and if you want to stay longer, you can just enjoy it. And then, when you come there in the country with us, like you have seen the land twice already. Once when we did a tour, and once when I went back, and things like that. So that's the same
Right.
thing I
Right.
expect everyone. You can get access to checking it out physically, processing it, reading everything, watching videos, looking at pictures. To me, that's the whole aspect of doing, what you call more so scientific research than anything else. You're looking at all aspects of documentation, and you're piecing it together and making that decision, and you're sticking with that decision. So that's why I tell family I have all these things up, because real recognize real. The real people are gonna look through things, they're gonna process it, and they're gonna want to just connect based on the fact that it connects with their spirit and energy. So definitely, family, look forward to you guys reaching out to us in Ghana. And one thing about me, I just keep on showing all of our updates on our tours. All right, we have
Exactly.
This person talked about
Absolutely.
rainwater. Yeah, and it's the science of doing that. It's, you know, you can do it specifically for this, even if it's just an outdoor toilet or outdoor washing your hands and things like that. So that's a good thing about it. But at the same time too, you can also advance that method to where it's more sophisticated with pump and filter systems and channeling your water and doing certain things. But it rains, you know, it rains throughout the year. Why not get the water from the source versus when it goes into the ground, or pay a company to pump water into your house that you don't know how much chemicals and all kind of things that they have in it. So that's the unique thing about this being this, you know, with the water system that we're talking about. You basically building your own water system and you're controlling it. You know, you don't got to worry about, you know, because sometimes you go to the tap water here, this or whatever state you go to, and it's just filled with chlorine. Like they basically just, all, you know, just bleach bleach dirty water.
Yeah, basically, pretty much.
Yeah, and so that's all I like to. That's almost called toilet water. I'm just going through these. And yeah, brother, yeah, we're at the point where we probably need to close. Anybody want to share anything before we close? I got a few people in backstage. If they want to join, they have to let me know. There you go. So, brother, as you can see, there's a lot of information out there online as far as this building sustainable community. So I even got a few books here that I study. So, you know, it's what it is, man. We just got to keep working at it. So 2 years strong, family, and we're working on the next 2 to 3 years of development. So that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot things to learn, and you know.
You mentioned phase two. Phase two is having to deal with what the business aspect of it, the playground, the community center.
And
Or
farms and things like that. It has half of it is residential and other half is commercial. So it includes even buildings that somebody wants to build as a storage, or whether it's a shop or a business to where they can just run daily operation. And also includes our farmland. The only thing about it is the way it is on the commercial aspects. Some of those things has to be moved around to the right place. So the map that I have is just it's like a rough draft. Even the residential lots, looking at different ways you can, you know, work the streets to make it look, it is. You draft something and then you work with it. So that's what it literally looked like as a draft. But
right,
the first phase itself in the front, the setup of the actual layout now you have 4 to 5 plots for the business center, and then you have the security slash the entrance
yeah,
and exit, and then you have the business, the community center, which is 4 to 5 plots. So that's the foundation of the front. But then you also have more of those things dealing with more commercial in the second phase and the second half of it. But the
right,
one part we definitely want to do is move the farm further down. So once we start clearing a certain amount of land, we can actually start farming right away. And while we have the farm on that side, where the resident building their homes, going up, like the plots from like 50 to 100 can start being cleared to work on. So it's a gradual effect. So like literally a year from now, those who are ready can literally just work their payments, and then they'll get their paperwork and all those things in place, and they can literally start building. And so now you have that whole thing building little by little, and you're going up more
right,
and more.
right. It sounds like a plan. Yeah.
Yes, family. So that is it, man. Our family, we've been on for a while, and we appreciate everyone. Our brother, you want to join back in? You put up a one, so I don't know if that means join back in. Yeah, just start getting ready to close.
Yeah,
So
that's what it means. Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
there you go.
Yeah, I think we ought to do this more often, and I think it's building on the energy that we started 2 years ago. Um, and we're gonna get more and more people because I have quite a few folks on my channel, so I invited them over. I sent them all the link. So I've seen a few of my people putting up questions and comments and statements. So it's a beautiful thing, because of what I wanted them to see is, that I just didn't just appear on the scene and talking about these things and then have a reference point. So I'm letting them I'm giving them a window into how I got into this and when did I start going to Africa, and what, how has it developed from just one tour. So that's why we keep talking about come on these tours. I went on one tour and look at all the things we have done in the last 3 years. I mean, it's just amazing. So I would encourage a lot of folks to just get involved, really see what we're doing, book a tour so you can come see the land. You see, you're meeting great people, very educated folks that think like us. We can almost finish each other's sentences. When the great brother there was talking about the Fibonacci principle and how he's building his earth ship, beautiful.
Yeah.
See, I love that. See, and we can't be around a lot of different folks because folks think that we're crazy when we start talking about Fibonacci. Who knows about Fibonacci other than us? You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know that this is a genuine community, even though we wasn't born in each other's families. We are family. So you all need to come see what it's about. Join hands with us and join this family, because if you can stand listening to us for 2 hours and 41 minutes, you definitely a Pan-Africanist. So Black Power, baby.
Yes, family. Yes, family. So yes, brother, appreciate the energy and everyone who took time to join up with us. And all the things we're talking about is just not just talk. We're just working towards it, just sharing with you the ideology and the vision, and that's how we see things. And just taking Black Power and African nation building to that level that we need to take it to. The scholars wrote all those books. You saw me post up the blueprint for Black Power. Now this book has been out for a while. It's not like it's just came out recently, but you also have other books and other research like that the things that we should have been learning in college and high school and things like that, and that's it. So we just follow the blueprints that's been laid out for us and just build on and make it work. So so family, if you want to dialogue more, you want to reach out and have questions, me and my brothers around, you can just send either one of us a message or just any one of the group members that and and we just connect with you and that's it. So other than that, you're gonna get back to work and keep you posted. And brother, I'm surprised that you're there settled for the weekend.
Yeah, well, the truck has a problem, so I can't get nothing done until Tuesday. So I'm sort of just kind of camping out. I've already contacted my manager, and he's just like, "Well, hey man, you just got to tough it out." So, hey, you ain't said nothing but a word. I'm toughing it out, but I got the driver's lounge. They got the Wi-Fi working. I ate already, so I've been out here working out, doing my exercise, walking a lot. So we all right over here in Nebraska. So, but we're looking to get up out of here ASAP. We're looking to get up out of here ASAP. Yeah, I'm in Nebraska right now. But I was on my way. I was on my way to the ATL, so yeah, I missed out because Tuesday I was headed down to the ATL on my way going to Charlotte. So once the truck is fixed, I'll be passing your way. So I will stop in so we can chop it up.
Definitely, always, man. Somebody's asking for your information. Just trying to let them know
that is
right there.
Sierra Leone pilgrimage.com, or you can go to my email, gohamtrucking@gmail.com. And I have a lot of stuff over there as well. And I'm learning from this good brother. And this is what we should be doing. If we build on each other's energy, there's just no bounds to what we can get done. So you all definitely stay engaged. Stay off of those negative channels with the naysayers, because they have nothing to they have no proof. They just throwing out accusations, but they have no proof. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really want to see folks do anything beyond stay in these Western countries as they're failing. We have a place to go, people. You know what I'm saying? We have a spot to go to. We know people over there. We've already networked. We've done all the work basically. So all you got to do is just join in and be willing to roll up your sleeves, right? And give Africa your best. So that's what I would say. So I'm gonna get out of here too because I need to make a few phone calls and then I'm probably gonna go live myself. So you all can always come over to my channel too. We talk about these same things, and you will see Bomani over there. Is Go Ham Lifestyle Blogs, and I'm gonna get Bomani to come over there as well, so he can talk to some of my people and kind of give them an idea of where I got this idea from to start a community in Sierra Leone, because I'm involved with the Black Star Pan-African community. And by the way, you saw that good logo. I created that logo for
Yeah,
folks who don't know.
The logo that you created, Black Power to you on that one. Yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful. Because as soon as I saw it earlier, I was like, "Yeah, I did that."
Yeah, that's what I'm telling people. It's an input from a lot of us. It's not just one or two people come up with everything. You're taking, like when you decide to do that, that's perfect. That's one,
Yes.
one less thing that needs to be done.
Absolutely, because I figure like, hey, that definitely represents us.
Then they need to either come up with something or outdo it. Other than that, we have to, let's keep it moving.
That's right. Because when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I did that. It looks very nice. So I'm gonna have to create another one on this side. But I like what we're doing, and I'm very appreciative of being involved with this, because this actually give us a way to reinvent ourselves and actually give a lot of us a new lease on life. A lot of folks plan on retiring. Normally, you would just retire and go to Florida or somewhere and just sit back and play golf. Now you can retire and actually go to the motherland and start a whole second life. Just amazing.
Literally a whole new life.
A whole new life. You get another crack at it, people. You get another shot.
I think people literally remarry and have new children.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking to do.
Business and get out there to where you're not sitting in a big building full of old people. You're out there
exactly playing shuffleboard. No, you finna come over here. We roll up your sleeve. We building earth homes. We building container homes, schools, businesses, restaurants. We're gonna be doing a whole lot of farming. So yeah, we get another shot at life, people. We get better health because we have the African sun. We have access to clean water. We're gonna be able to grow organically, eat organically, right? Vibe with some of the same type of folks. Boy, it's a beautiful thing, people. This is a beautiful thing. So I don't know what other folks are doing around the world, but I think we got our hand on the pulse of what's the next big thing. Pan-Africanism, baby.
And as I've been seeing over the last few years, more and more people are doing group projects where they acquiring land, and then once they acquire the land, they're building something to where it's represent something that the African diaspora have returned to the continent and put together. Like I wasn't able to make it to that journey that you went to the Black Acres of the Gambia place, but you was able to see straight up once they finish building what they're building. If me and some other people want to come by and do certain things, they have it built. But it's like, if we don't build anything and then we don't support the people that are building anything, then don't come to Africa and then hoping that things are just built. Actually, bro, that's one of the biggest issues that I have with folks. They come and they just expect. I was like, you know what? How about you just join the party? There's a lot of work to be done. And I was like, if you want to see something being done, you have to build it. And that's what I love about the continent of Africa. If we get the best and most motivated minds of people here to connect with the rest on the continent, we can get things done, because there's not a lot of things that's in your way. Once you take care of your legal stuff with your land and your business and all that stuff is clear, you can just literally, you're not gonna have people killing you with code violation and people just doing stuff that literally just hate on you because they don't want you enterprising. That business that you're building is helping, us as a people, black African people.
Exactly. I love when I went out to the Bag, and shout out to the Bag family, Cynthia and Rick. Me and Rick went to high school together. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and Cynthia's father, I actually knew him, but I just didn't know her. So I feel real close to them. So that's why they opened their arms up to me And I had a good time out at the Bag family. And then I think once we get things rolling in the right direction in Ghana, as well as Sierra Leone, I want to double back and do something with them at the Bag compound. I don't know what I can do, but whatever little money I have left, I want to partner with them so we can have something there, just like Bomani said. So, we want to assist them. I make sure I go to their channel quite regularly, and I make sure I donate. Right now, I got a commercial running over there on their channel, and I pay for my commercial. And they was gracious enough to allow me to be the first person to start advertising on their channel. So shout out to them. And I want to support people who I see are building something for us. They're going to benefit from it as well, but they're actually building something for us. So we have to support people like that. I know a lot of folks are giving them slack about this and slack about that, but I visit them. They didn't know me because when Rick was in school, I was a young boy, young buck, and he didn't know me. So for them to open up their arms the way they did, they have nothing but my most utmost respect. So definitely look at doing something with the Bag family in the Gambia. That's why if I had to name the 3 countries that I would definitely do business in, it would be Sierra Leone, Ghana, and the Gambia. So we got a lot of things that's going on, people. So y'all better get in while we while we at the bottom on our way to the top. You better get in.
Yeah,
Chicago. I see you. I see you. Chi-Town, West Side. You dig? Austin High School. You know what I'm saying? What up? What up? I see you, sis. So yes, we're doing some positive things, and you got to keep in mind we're bringing in who? Who are we bringing in? The most brilliant ones amongst us, right? We're from pretty much every state. Most of us are college educated. Most of us have our own businesses in our own right. So to bring this wealth of talent together is remarkable, right? And it's centered around what? Pan-Africanism. So yeah, we got a beautiful thing going, Bomani. I don't know if you truly understand. I think you do. I think you do. But we got something really special here. So I think we got to keep these communications going, start using this social media so we can start reaching out to other folks, because what I have noticed since I've come on and started being more active on social media, I have incurred a whole lot of new people who just not being introduced to the movement, and they like what I'm saying, right? And they like what I'm saying. I'm like, well, hey, I'm over here hanging out with my money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's people just now coming in and liking the energy, and they like, well, man, it's some of the things that they're asking me, we went over years ago. So I'm like, well, you know what? I think it is a good thing that we're doing these type of live streams, and I think we ought to continue doing it. We should invite more folks in with like minds and have these constructive talks the way we have it, because you see, there's no negativity over here. So I think we ought to keep this going,
right,
and invite more people in with constructive comments, and we're gonna give you all the best answers. If we don't have them, we'll get them. But in the meantime, in between time, you all do some research as well. So when you do come into these streams, you can ask intelligent questions, because a lot of us, we've been in this movement 30 years, some of us. And so we've studied and we got theory. Now we finna get to the hands-on. And that's where we are now. We at the hands-on now. We're not at the study. We're not at the, the theory, right? We got the books. We got the greats, but now it's all about what? Hands-on. So what are you willing to do in Africa? What skills can you offer to the motherland? What talents? That's what we're looking to do. So don't be looking for what Africa can give you. Look at what you can give your mother country. Okay? So that's what I have.
Well, that's perfect, brother. And yes, family, and that is right to the point. We'll keep it moving and everything. And brother, appreciate your energy, and we'll keep it strong. And
appreciate
I'm looking through, see if we have any questions. Yeah. Let's see.
Thanks for the logo. Appreciate you, Kim.
Yeah. So
I'll put together something for you all too. If you need some logos, you did call me. Reach out to me. Hey, I'm pretty good with the computer, so I even though I truck drive, before that I was did a lot of graphic design. So yeah, I'll reach out to me. I'll put something together for you, but it's gonna cost you a little something, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna make sure it's nice. We're gonna make sure it's
It
nice.
goes back to the revolution. I always tell
Exactly.
people when they invest in Black-owned business, especially those who are, I tell folks, like all the budget that we have had, Black-owned hotels and this person, that person, business people, and we just spread the love. So family, it's one of those things we have to do more and really think about it. Sometimes it's easy just to think about something else. But yeah, that's how the corporations are winning there in Africa. They build malls, and them it's their franchise. Like you go around mall in Ghana, all you see is this the same corporations, and things like that.
Right.
So
that's true.
And then you asked about what happened to the local people. The local people that used to get that money before the mall is there, they're not getting it now because now folks are going to spend that money at the mall.
Exactly. So the mall has AC, the mall has bathrooms, the mall has a variety of different stores, and plus it has those lights, and then everybody likes to be seen in the mall. So yeah, the mall is going to get their money.
Yeah.
So that's why we got to get together and put our money, our little shekels together, and get us a mall, and call it Pan-African, mega mall. You dig? Yeah, when we go in there, you got everything from the books to the clothes to the shoes. Because I love me some fly sandals. I love me some. We got the shirts. We got the jerseys. You know what I mean? Man, we'll have the African wear. So we're looking to do some positive things over there, folks. So definitely get in, and be of service to your people. Because when we had our Black Wall Streets and these type of things, William, what is it? Not Delaware, but Charleston, and we had a few other places. The reason why we weren't able to take care of those places because one, we didn't have nobody to protect the business interests, and then two, we had to deal with what? We were segregated. So because we were segregated, we had to buy from each other. So that's why those businesses flourish. So we have to do that now, but we have to just do it in a codified way. We have to just try to spend as much money as we can with our own so we can allow those, individuals to grow so we can have, Pan-African mega malls. So we need to really start practicing this, even though it's not a law where we got to do it, but we should just do it in a codified way. You're going to have to read that, Bomani, because I can't see. I got these bifocals.
Oh yeah, I hope there will be more Black-owned supermarkets, mini markets in Africa. Will there be a supermarket in the community? So Facebook have a community store on there.
Yes.
As far as we just have to kind of work those details out, but people be able to find basic stuff that they need in the area, and so
yeah,
on.
we could just create a local market next to our property. So we could just whatever we grow on our property, and we can bring in some of the local folks, and we can just set up stands along the road and just create a market, an impromptu market. We ain't necessarily got to have grocery stores in the same manner as other folks, because we can get you your stuff organically, and we can get it to you daily. So you can shop for your essentials daily. So we don't necessarily have to have particular stores in mind. I particularly like going to the open air markets. And that's the African way. So I think we're going to continue with that tradition. And in this way, you'll be able to get whatever you want, because we're going to grow some of everything. I'm a vegetarian, and so is Bomani. He's Presbyterian, basically. He's fish and veggies. So we're going to bring a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits, right? And so we're going to have a variety. So we don't necessarily need grocery stores, just maybe an open air market. We can invite some of the continental brothers and sisters, because whatever they're growing, we will eat as well. So we can make a real open air market right by our property. So I think that's better. That would probably be better for us.
Yes, family, and then family. One of the biggest thing is growing. A lot of us are not used to having mango trees and things like that in our backyard. But when you live somewhere tropical, you got to take advantage of that. Everything grows. So we've been talking about that a lot, and how we can just get trees around the property. And after a while, give it a good 5 years plus, you'll see all these beautiful trees around the property, and it creates a nice, beautiful scenery. Plus, in the harvest time, you just get you know, you go pick the fruits and then you share them as a community.
Exactly.
Or you can work it out, you know, whichever way everyone agree on, and so on. Or, you know,
Yeah, there was a lot of Black Wall Streets. Of course there was, but we don't have any now. So that's why we trying to create some new uh, enterprises. That's what I would say. We're trying to create that, but I think it would be best for us to do it on the African continent as opposed to trying to do it here in what I like to call the divided snakes of America. It's better for us to do it over there because we don't have all of these regulations, all this bureaucracy. We don't have all these codes, stuff that we will have to follow. We can actually grow organically. You know, they got a problem with organics over here. Over there, you better get organics for cheap, cheap, and you can eat well, and we can reverse some of these ailments that we're plagued with. Okay, we'll be able to reverse dis-ease. Okay, so there's a lot of benefits to getting up out of here. So I hope you all are on board.
Yeah, serious. You know, that's right to the point, family. It's this basically just organizing a way how we can just make it work versus the limited options that you end up having after a while when you get caught into the system. So if you don't start thinking about ways to get out of that box, you know, you're gonna be stuck in that box forever. Next thing you know, you're up in one of them buildings, and you know the elevator is not working.
Yep,
and,
you're just waiting to die.
Yeah, I don't want to make it sound like that, but yeah, basically.
But that's what it is. That's what it is. You know, we got to be honest. You just basically somebody stick you in a building with a lot of other folks that, you know, they past their youth and they just sitting there playing cards until it's time for them to transition and become ancestors. We're saying no. You get a second lease on life with this movement.
Yeah, absolutely. Because instead of being there, you can, if you're somebody that studied civil engineering for 50 years and you're in your 70s.
Oh, we need you. We need you.
You can be in a classroom where you can coordinate certain things and and basically educate 2 generations.
Yes.
And things like that. So that's how I look at it, and things like that. And you just create a different way of life. You're in a community where you're with your where it should be, where where if you're an elder, you see the young children being born, you see them out there living life. It's really sad. I used to do a lot of work for people that's in retirement homes, and it's a heartbreak.
Yeah, it is.
And especially when you're talking to people, it's like, wow, I was like, this is a terrible way to go.
It is very sad. I worked it.
Politicians shouldn't be retired. Shouldn't retire. You're supposed to be out there working and out there just giving some kind of energy to your community, even if it's just lecturing, talking, or doing book studies or African history or just or whatever. All of our elders have a lot to share. And that's
they just didn't understand that they did have a lot to offer in their elder years. So look, fortunately, we are providing that. So a lot of folks that's in your upper years and you're tired, you're not really doing much here, come to Africa. Your talents, your skills, your experience, your majesty would definitely be appreciated. And we're going to, like I said, schools, a lot of us are pliable. We will definitely listen and learn because we're trying to do some of these projects ourselves to save money so we can have more money left over for business and enterprise. So if you're an older person and you're retired, I would suggest that you get involved with this movement and come and be of service to your people and leave a lasting legacy, because whatever you teach us, we're going to take that to our kids and our kids to their kids. So you have a purpose over here. I don't agree with just being stuck up in a building and just waiting to die playing cards and eating Jello pudding. I just don't see that. What's that? Queen said, I like what I'm hearing and will continue to research on as well as listen. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you.
Yes, brother. That's people showing number love. So family, I appreciate everybody hanging with us for another 3-hour marathon. Like yesterday.
Yes. I mean,
And
people need this, bro. So it is what it is. You gonna have to make time. That's all.
that's funny, man.
We gonna have to make time. That's all. I know we busy. You busy. I'm busy. But we gonna have to make time because people really need to hear this because they can't really hear this probably in their daily travels and at their job, even around their family. They probably can't hear talking about this go back to Africa stuff. So
Yes,
here
sir.
they can come over here, they can let their hair down, they can learn, they can listen, they can ask some intelligent questions. So I think we're gonna have to just, put ourselves out there, brother. And that way when we transition, we can say we used up everything in this life.
That's what's up. Perfect. So that is it, brother. That is what's up. So family, that is one way to link us right there on the Facebook, the YouTube, website, all that good stuff. So it's all there, and we'll be available. Yeah, we'll definitely do a few sessions here and there, and then once we're on the African continent again, show you those nice, beautiful 4K videos of us, our property, our project, and so on.
Absolutely. So okay, we can go ahead and close it out, Bomani. I'm ready. Hey, curly girl, I see you. It's one of my one of my peoples over there. Shout out to curly girl. Yeah.
All these are folks, there you go.
Yeah, these are good folks coming through, showing their love. So that's why we're gonna, just try to spread it around so people can get this information, man. Because people really are missing it. I'm missing it because when I call you, we be on the phone. We almost can't even do what we were doing when I call you. When you call me, we talk about so much stuff,
Yeah.
And that's how it is when I talk to anybody. I call Derek Word or I call Brother Prince, Sometimes I talk to Go Black. When I talk to him, man, we be on the phone for hours.
I've texted him and communicated with him through that means, but that's what's up. I'm good at because I keep on forgetting that all of us was on a journey November 2018.
18. Yes.
Our brother Nobi, rest in peace and power. That passed from what was told to us, malaria or some level of sickness, and died in his home in Elmina. So we was all in the same
rest
journey.
in power. Rest in power, brother.
Yeah, because I remember Go Back say he was gonna do something. He's gonna share some more information. But Shabazz and Imicus, they're the ones that have access to all that information. If you ever,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I'm telling people when they go to Ghana. You have different areas where you have certain people from the diaspora that that's who you go holler at. Anything goes on.
Absolutely.
They've been there 20, 30 years. Hey.
Yeah. Plus he kind of hung around there quite a bit because remember when we went back in 2019, he came over and spent the day with us. Remember?
Yeah, that was good, man. And he was looking to do something else coming up in December. So, but the family, what we have, I thought Chaz was going to get back in, but I guess, so family. One thing about this community, when you have situations, it's easier for us to monitor and look out for each other.
Absolutely.
Because when you go to your house and you're 5 miles away or whatever,
10 miles. Yeah. It's too far, But if you're living next door, across the street, or down the street from me, then if I don't see you out there day or something, I can come down there and knock on your door and hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can just pick up the phone. Yeah, just pick up the phone and say, hey, I need a little assistance. Okay, what you need?
Yeah, and that's so those are some of the great benefits of our family. And then even if people are not joining with us, it's ideal for people to connect with certain people there, and things like that. Because I'm telling you, man, I got nothing but stories, man. One day I'm gonna just do a live stream and just tell all my stories and then send apology letters to everybody that I won't call your name or say certain things, but people may know it's you.
Yeah, I tune in for that.
Of all the things that have gone wrong for repatriation, I mean, because I'm telling people that's how I learned from people who just literally you're like, wow, you're gonna literally sabotage your business, and you're literally not gonna actually communicate with people and return their emails and their phone calls, things that people do deliberately.
Wow.
But then again, you understand where they're coming from because you got in this world, now you have to keep up with it.
Exactly. That's true.
And
it's not tough. That's why I
no
say
one's gonna feel bad for you. They're just gonna outdo you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Chaz,
well,
you good, man?
I'm gonna get on off,
Yeah,
fam, 'cause I
man.
gotta make this
Yeah,
phone
I've
call.
had
All
technical
right, brother
difficulties
Chaz,
most of
I
this
see you.
broadcast.
Perfect, brother. Appreciate you, man. Let me just
Peace and
Chaz drop some final knowledge, and we close
that's right.
out.
Peace and black power.
All right, cool enough. Yeah, sorry
Chaz, the
about
floor
the
is
thing there.
yours. Drop the
But
science.
I've been here listening to most of it, so as well as I could. But yeah, the important. There's some important things that are here. You know, somebody mentioned motherland and said, "Well, no, it's also the fatherland." In reality, this is family land, and that's how we have to see it: family land. Another thing is that nobody makes you think anything unless you surrender the mastery of yourself. As long as you hold on to your own mastery of yourself, your own control room, nobody can make you do a thing. Physically, they might be able to make you do it, but inside, they tell you to sit down, but inside, and they may even push you down, but inside you stand up. We're supposed to be the upright people. We're supposed to operate on uprightness. And to Brother Hammer, you know what the best side is. We'll rap about that another time. But anyway, the deal is that it's important that we understand the importance of how we are developing ourselves, because each individual self will actually progress by other individual selves. Brother James Smalls uses an example recently. He talked about Usain Bolt, and Usain Bolt, you know, he broke the records and everything in terms of his, I think it's a 100-meter dash or something. Anyway, the deal is that when he did they did the marathon, not that the marathon where they, you know, when they hand off the baton, he exceeded that. And what's interesting, it's interesting on two counts. He says that here he was as a single person, and he broke a record. But here with this whole thing of the baton passing, he actually broke that record for that same amount of distance that he had transversed. And Smalls basically asserts that it was having that collective movement. Another thing significant about it was a guy named Woody Hayes back in the 1960s. He later on played for the Cleveland Browns, I believe. The same thing happened for him, where he broke these records, and then in this I cannot think of the proper name for some reason. But anyway, in this running situation where they're passing the baton, he had exceeded his speed. And I know this because I lost a bet on it with somebody one time, thinking that he had actually run the actual race, but his record was, you know, the record that they usually post is the one for that individual race. And when my point is that as we work together, we're sharpening each other. Okay, you become more knowledgeable, more understanding, more intelligent by your interaction with other human beings. It is important that you listen, not so much that you speak, but that you listen, because you got the two ears and the one mouth, so you can listen twice as much as you speak. So this is important. Brother Bomani, what's interesting is that you gathering all these people are really geniuses. Genius is very, very common. Everybody has it. It's a matter of having environments, as Brother Rohan mentioned about an unmolested environment. I think he mentioned it in yesterday's broadcast or the day before. The deal is that all we have to do is provide personal environments in order to facilitate our genius. Okay, you'll learn something from somebody. You ain't got to agree on every point, but the points you learn on, are inspired by, or motivated by, those are just as important. Another thing is that with the system of oppression, in which some people label as so-called white supremacy, I simply call it pretentiousness and presumptuousness, because someone is pretending that they're white and presuming that they're supreme. It's important that you move outside of the realm of squares and circles, because that's two-dimensional, and be able to monitor what's happening within the context of boxes and spheres. You move the box into the sphere, and then you become outside and inside the sphere. in order to operate what you need to operate. That way, no one controls your head. No one controls your soul. What did Garvey say when he was quoting Henley? I am the captain of my fate. I am the master of my soul. Well, this is what we have to strive for. And of course, remember that first chapter of Marcus Garvey's book, and those three little words, it's all bluff. Bring the real and you can obliterate the bluff. I think that's about all I got to say for right now. Oh yeah, and I love y'all, family. Let's do this again sometime.
Yes, brother Chaz, thanking you for the close out and appreciate everybody time and family. We'll be on standby to communicate with anyone that want to communicate with us and join our community. And the best thing, if you don't have our information via email, is to just send me your first and last name and your email address in a message, and I'll get those details to you so you can check it out via email, and then send some information to you on WhatsApp and things like that. And we just keep it flowing. So my brother Chaz and everyone else that joined me in our community, appreciate your energy, appreciate you joining on, and everyone that's listening, thank you for this long, beautiful conversation on this, explain all the dynamics of what our community is all about. That way you hear it from us and you have all the access to the details. So if anybody else want to tell you anything else, that's up to you and them to believe. Other than that, this is our story.
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming, and thank you for your comments as well.
All right, family. So we're going to close out.